On behalf of IKON Corporate Services, I, Kanakadurga Sitala, CEO, invite you all to the session on apiculture, orientation program and apiculture. Hope you all will enjoy. Thank you all of you for coming. Sir, over to Ken Kumar sir for opening remarks.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay, good afternoon to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. So we also have the YouTube link open. So there are some of those who wanted to attend this session, but they are not able to do so because of the distances from outside of Hyderabad. So they're also joining in. So first of all, thank you all for sparing a Sunday afternoon. I know, especially those of you who work during the week, they would like to take a break on Sundays, but we felt that this is the best time to organize an event like this because all of you would be a bit relaxed. Otherwise, you would have to be under pressure of having to go back to the offices, etc. That would not be possible at all. So today we have, this session is organized on the subject opportunities in the apiculture sector. With those of you who are already aware of apiculture would bear with me that it is a very profitable but a little exhausting because you are dealing with living things. A little tiresome once in a while. But at the end of the day, it's a very fulfilling kind of an activity because you are dealing with nature. So today we have brought before you two very sweet women. It's not just because they are dealing with honey that I'm calling them as sweet. They are otherwise also very affectionate, lovely ladies. And I'm so happy to have you both, Dr. Lakshmi. Actually, her full name is Dr. K. Lakshmi Rao. She's a doctorate, and I'll give a little bit of a brief about each one of them a little later. And then Mrs. Sailaja, she is currently with the government of Telangana. She is an assistant professor. She's academically an entomologist. So there's so much in their lives that they have done. It will take some time for us to speak about and introduce them properly to you. So they will be speaking about these entrepreneurial opportunities in the apiculture sector. I think that the opportunities, especially for people, especially for our youth in both the states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, in the apiculture sector are too many. However, we are not really able to exploit all these opportunities. So I'll give you some numbers. And by way of a background, let me also mention to you that the government of India, the present government of India, has come up with this mission called NBHM, that is National Beekeeping and Honey Mission, which was launched in 2021. So initially they thought that it was going to be sufficient if we did it just for about 3 years or so. But now I understand that they have realized that 3 years are not going to be sufficient at all. There's so much more work to be done. They had made an allocation of about 500 crores. And a lot of positive changes have happened. especially in the northeast, I have noticed, northeast of India, I have noticed, and in other parts of the country also I have noticed, but not so much has happened in the Telugu speaking states. So I think this may be a very good opportunity for us to get into this area of apiculture and understand the nuances of this particular sector from two acknowledged experts in the country. And about them I will be briefing you in a while from now. So by way of a background, I have to mention that honey is actually a global product. The current production in the world is about 2 million tons. India produces about 1.2 lakh metric tons. So that's about 6% or so of the total global production. Though we have very large number of beekeepers in the country, but in terms of quality or in terms of productivity, we are not up to the mark. By global standards, we are not really up to the mark. And there are several concerns with respect to the quality also. In fact, when you go out and buy Dabur's honey or Patanjali honey and all that, believe me, you are actually buying sugar syrup. When I say this, most of you would be shocked. And there was what was called as honey gate, like Watergate. There was a scandal, huge scandal with respect to the way our people have completely messed up this apiculture and then started marketing in their greed for money, whatever that they did. They destroyed the image of our country before the world. But again, regulatory systems have been weak. They have not been properly regulated. So now slowly regulation has started coming in with a little more strictness. So things are coming back to some stage of, some semblance of standards. Now, one more point here. So whatever we produce, about 1.2 lakh metric tons or something like that in our country, we actually export 50% of what we produce. And 80% of what we export goes only to one country, that is United States. Now that means the numbers are a bit staggering. Minus United States, whatever we produce will be very difficult to market, if I say. That is more or less true, because European standards with respect to importing are so stiff that it will not be possible for us to export at all. So Europe doesn't accept our honey at all because of so many concerns relating to contamination, improper management, and also, you know, these fellows are so clever at times that the syrup, they use sugar syrup instead of using natural honey. They project it as natural honey, but they actually feed the bees with sugar syrup. And finally, you know, it's very difficult to detect for some time. But nowadays, Europe has insisted that there is something called NMR testing, madam, that is nuclear magnetic resonance. Yeah, NMR testing. Now they have introduced that. After that, it's become impossible even to export 1 gram of honey to Europe. Fortunately for us, America doesn't insist on that yet. But it's just a question of time before Americans also wake up. And once they wake up, all this, how much percentage I said? 80% of what we are exporting will not have a market. So therefore, it is time that we all woke up to the reality and then started thinking about producing natural honey in the natural manner without getting into any kind of contamination or adulteration. Now, that's an opportunity which is beckoning the youth of both the Telugu states. In fact, that's the reason why we wanted that we should expose them to the right way of doing things. Now, understandably, China is obviously the largest exporter of everything in this world. So China is, I think their production is 4 times that of India, and they export quite a bit. But the one that beats everybody in this game is New Zealand. New Zealand is one of the smaller countries compared to China and India. New Zealand is just an island. And New Zealand's honey, called Manuka honey, you must have heard, some of you who have been exposed to this sector would have heard about this particular honey called Manuka. I mean, if you ask me personally, is Manuka honey the best honey in the world? I would say no. In fact, in Garo Hills of Meghalaya, we produce better honey than that. But branding, marketing, and a white country. So all these tariff barriers, non-tariff barriers, whatever they are there, they all will go down the drain the moment it comes from a white country. So all these questions are there. Globally, we have lots of questions, but we can always address them, provided we can really come up with absolutely foolproof product. And I'm sure we can, provided all of us will work together in this. And one point I want to mention is the value of Indian exports. Whatever we are producing, this 1.2 lakh metric tons, of which 80% goes only to, 50% is exported. Out of that 50%, 80% goes to United States, etc. All that, if you convert it into money, when you monetize, it's about 800 crores. The total export size of Indian honey is 800 crores. But the global honey market revenue is about $25 billion. It's going to be. As of today, it is still about $10 billion. Now, today it is $10 billion, but the pace at which the demand for honey is growing in the world, especially after COVID, people keep thinking, for some reasons, I'm sure they are right reasons, that honey is nutritionally dense. Honey is a wonderful substitute for sugar. So therefore, there is also a lifestyle choice that people make, because earlier you and I would have hesitated twice before buying a bottle of honey because we didn't have enough money as a society. But now I think we can afford. Earlier we could not, but now we can afford. And very high consumption in Europe, because they are in a position to afford, not because of any other reason. There are no great sheikhs, but they can afford, so therefore they do that. So, from the present $10 billion production, it is estimated that the pace at which the consumption is growing in the world, there are of course, there are different agencies are projecting different figures. But even if the best estimate is $25 billion, from 10 to $25 billion in the next 5 years. So today it is $10 billion. By 2028, it is expected to touch $25 billion. That means an additional $15 billion of growth in the revenue of honey is going to take place in just about 5 years. To touch $10 billion, it would have taken 100 years. So that is the pace at which this sector is growing. I mean, the limited point that I want to make is that. Now, I just want to inform you about the opportunity that we have in our states, that is the Telugu speaking states of South India. And why am I focusing on this issue, and why is it important for us to even consider this? First of all, both the states are the heartland of agriculture in our country. The rice bowl. Okay, if you go over to the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh, it's a coconut, huge, and in fact coconut pollen is supposed to be one of the better ones. Coconut honey, coconut pollen, they are branded products. And palm oil also, our people are producing in large areas. And there are some very good biodiversity which we have, especially in those parts of erstwhile Dandakaranya, that is the entire Adilabad, Bhadrachalam, Khammam, all those areas, especially the hills of Seshachalam. You can, up to Tirupati, that is. So we have the Eastern Ghats, that entire Eastern Ghats belt is highly suitable for promoting apiculture, entire Eastern Ghats. So we have, I believe that we have a great advantage when it comes to considering this. Then another important reason as to why our people should consider honey, apiculture, is not because of honey. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but it's basically because we want pollination. Those of you who have studied a little bit of science, they will know, they will agree with me when I say this, that 95% of our edible crops are cross-pollinated. So without honeybees, no pollination takes place. That is without pollinators, not just honeybees, any other kind of pollinator. Even bumblebee also does the pollination. Even wasps also, some kinds of wasps also do pollination. So without this this class of insects called the hymenopterans, or the bee category kind of insects, they are absolutely essential. In fact, it was Einstein who had said, the day the last bee dies in this world, within 3 years, mankind will disappear. So that's the kind of importance that we must give to honeybees. And because of rampant usage of pesticides and what they call as synthetic pyrethroids among the pesticides, though they say they are bee friendly, they are not actually bee friendly, because bees get dizzy when they get exposed to that. They don't die immediately. And once they get dizzy, what happens is they cannot locate the hive. They keep on circling, and then out of exhaustion, they die. So that also happens because rampant usage of pesticides is causing serious problem to the, anyway, we are all getting cancers, fine, but it will take time. But in their case, they die immediately. That's the difference between them and us. We also will die, they also will die. Just a question of time, that's all. So this is another issue that requires to be looked into. Pollination, the day it goes off. When I say 95% of our food, if we are getting a grain of pulse, it's because the red gram is cross-pollinated. So in fact, you pick up any of the foods that we eat, they are small percentage is self-pollinated. For example, rice is self-pollinated, but most of our food items are all cross-pollinated. So therefore, we have to protect these honeybees for the interest of our posterity. And who better than the youngsters? If you pick up apiculture, then the possibility for taking them to the next level and as a legacy from this generation to your generation, I think we'll have to work on that. Now, the second reason why I think we all must get into honey apiculture is because honey is the first product of apiculture. And that's a very basic product of apiculture. There is a list of almost 6 to 7 products which are there beyond honey. For example, the hive. I don't know if any one of you has ever bought honey from a vendor who comes to homes and all that. There is crushed kind of wax in that. In a bottle there will be a wax, a cake kind of a thing is there. And then they will make you believe that this is natural honey because you see the comb, honey comb, it is called a comb. But truth is not that. The rest is all sugar syrup only. Only the comb is original there. Okay. So many of you must have experienced this. And actually that is wax. That's called beeswax. Now beeswax, I have checked up. How much is, yeah, it's the global market for beeswax is $370 million. And that is just one of the waste products out of apiculture as of today. As of today, it's a wasted product. The second one is what is known as propolis. Now propolis, madam will tell better than me, but I know that bees try to protect themselves from pathogens by secreting what is known as propolis. And propolis itself has medicinal properties, and it is used as a supplement, and even on topical applications, especially for skin, and it has immune boosting qualities. And propolis business, global market is $300 million. Third, there is something called royal jelly. In fact, those of you who have a little bit of knowledge about honeybees' life cycle, it's a very intriguing kind of, very complex kind of social life that they have. The workers hardly live a month, madam, at the best. 6 months. 6 months is 6 weeks. Sorry. I said 1 month, but actually 6 weeks. That's all. Honeybee lives only for 6 weeks. But the one which is actually doing all the work, hard work. But there is a big lady, the queen bee, queen bee within quotes. You must have heard about this expression otherwise. The queen bee is queen bee, who's only fed. And then royal jelly is the word. A bee which is fed with royal jelly becomes queen. Can I say that? Am I right if I say that? Okay, right. So royal jelly itself is a wonderful product because it is considered as anti-aging product. So there is a huge cosmetic usage for this royal jelly. And you know how much is that? That's $100 million business. And madam will explain all these things in great detail. That's why it's very important that I should lay the ecosystem for you, lay the ground for you so that it becomes easy for her to explain. Then there is another product about which I was really stunned when she said, last time when I met her in Shillong, bee venom. When it stings you, I think there is a hook kind of a thing. So therefore it cannot come out thereafter. And the bee dies whenever it stings you. But they have come up with a particular contraption to extract bee venom without killing the bee. That also she will tell you. So that bee venom, 1 kilo of bee venom, can anybody make a wild guess how much it would cost? Wild, as wild as a honeybee. Just make a guess. I just want to hear from you. 1 lakh? 1 lakh. 1 lakh, number one. Any other figure? 1 lakh for. That's on the ambitious side. Yeah, okay, but you are not very far from the truth. Actually, it is 60 to 70 lakh rupees is the market. 1 kilo of bee venom. Now just imagine why anything should be that expensive. Possibly it is the cure for breast cancer. That's what I had read, I had collected. Correct me ma'am, if I am wrong anywhere, please don't hesitate to correct me later. So when you have a product which has so much of quality, obviously somebody is there to buy it. There is that kind of a market for it. And bee pollen is another thing. We don't think pollen is of any consequence apart from causing allergies. But actually pollen apparently also is a very highly nutritious food. And bee pollen is another thing, and the market for bee pollen is $378 million. So whatever I am mentioning, Dr. Lakshmi Rao will know about all these products. But she doesn't know about one product, about which I know. And that product is alcohol. I mean, not that I drink or anything like that. Please don't take me to be a drunkard or anything like that, but I am just mentioning it. There is a product called mead, M-E-A-D, mead. Now, mead is literally wine made out of honey. Honey in combination with water and fermentation with appropriate yeast will produce mead. That's possibly the costliest wine. And just a small bottle of 750 ml or 375 ml sold. There is only one meadery in the country, incidentally. In the whole country with 1.4 billion people, we have just one meadery in the country, and that too by an enthusiast. Who was out of sheer passion. She started it. She is not an entomologist. She has never studied honeybees otherwise. But she started, there's a lady called Priyanka Save in Maharashtra. She had set it up, and still it is in the experimental phase. It hasn't yet reached that large scale requirement, because we don't have that kind of honey to begin with. Actually, we have to have the right kind of honey, produced at the right time, produced by the right kind of bees, and procured at the right time, and fermented with the right kind of yeast. The whole system, the SOP relating to meadery is not available in our country. So now she has started that. That's India's first meadery. And we want to start our second meadery in the northeastern state of Meghalaya, to which I work, where I work, I belong rather. So with all these things, I mean, why? I hope I'm not boring you with this kind of introduction. Yeah. So because the real speakers are yet to, I'm just an opening batsman, you see. I'm just trying to play the first 2-3 overs, survive somehow. And for your information, the global mead market is $430 million. So none of the things that I have mentioned so far are in the conventional knowledge of human beings, unless you are a specialist in that. We are all laymen. We don't have much idea about any of these things. We never thought pollen was useful. We never even heard about what is known as royal jelly. We never thought that there is something called propolis. You know, like that there is a sequence of at least 6 to 7 products, and the last product in this list of evolution, like Homo sapiens, is the mead. About which madam doesn't know. Let me repeat that at the cost of repetition, let me say that. But anyway, so I'll come back to the more serious point, that is the youth of our state and entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs as well as the existing entrepreneurs. We have to pick up apiculture as a way of living, not necessarily because it's going to give us money. It is because it's a question of sustainability. It's a question of taking things to the next level and handing over a good legacy to the next generation. So this is the reason why I wanted that we must organize a workshop like this for our people, so that they pick up this nuance and understand everything that has to be understood here, and then possibly make up your mind. And also please don't think that you need to have hundreds of acres in order to have a good apiculture. No. People produce honey from their rooftops. Peri-urban, semi-urban and semi-rural, all these areas are highly suitable for it. We have to only protect them because they are very sensitive creatures. So we have to protect them from, excess winds, excess rains, and predators. Those things we'll have to protect, of course, and that's all possible. That's all easy. In fact, I want to come up with this concept called peri-urban apiculture. So that, we should be able to produce our own honey instead of, even if you get 2-3 bottles of honey, okay, a year, that will take care, because our requirements are not huge. Requirement is very, very limited, and that will be a very good substitute for sugar, because unknowingly every day we take so much of sugar in our lives without really knowing. A cup of coffee, 120 calories with so much of sugar. One Coke, it literally is a medicine for death. We do that. We take that without even asking questions. You know what? India is an emerging diabetes capital of the world. Not emerging, it has already become a diabetes capital of the world. Because unconsciously and unknowingly we are eating so much of sugar. And this is a good substitute because it also gives you a very good complement of protein plus amino acids. Amino acids, which is a very balanced kind of amino acids. So, and of course all the vitamins. And pollen, if it is mixed with pollen, in fact it's a better honey. Higher the pollen count, better is the quality of the honey. So we think that it should be pure and then you see it transparent, you see it through. No, it should not be like that. The more cloudy it is, probably it is better too. In fact, when you get it from the tribal areas of Meghalaya, you find at times, even the body parts of these larvae also. So that probably is a better indication that it is pure compared to the one that you get it in the pure, absolutely transparent kind of honey. That's probably not good at all. So if you want to filter it, you filter it at home, but better buy it there, provided something like that is available. But that's my personal opinion. I'm not wanting to impose that. Only just to conclude, there are so many schemes, Government of India schemes. Apart from the mission that I spoke to you about, in fact, the Prime Minister said sweet revolution. In 2021, he mentioned that expression. For the first time, I heard that expression from him. Sweet revolution. Let's begin a sweet revolution. That's what he had said. No, but that's okay. That story is almost over because 2023 is the last year for that implementation. They are going to extend it. But there is something else. There is something else called the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. you will get up to 2 crores, 6% rate of interest. And in the event of it becoming default, it's a government of India that will take care of that part, because they are also insuring this loan under the MSME. Some fund is there, under that they are insuring it. So up to 2 crores we can take at 6% rate of interest and establish an apiculture unit without any hassle. Can be done very fast. The standard DPRs are there. Those DPRs can always be obtained from Dr. Lakshmi Rao or Dr. Sailaja. Both of them are exceptional people in every sense of the word. Now I come to the last part of this, that is, let me have the pleasure of introducing both Dr. Lakshmi Rao and Mrs. Sailaja. Dr. Lakshmi Rao, I'm slightly exaggerating, I know that, but I have to say this. She is actually a living legend in this particular subject. And why I say it, it's 35 years of non-stop service in the service of mankind in the CBRTI. Not just service of mankind, it's service of honeykind. Because CBRTI, Central Bee Research and Training Institute, is located at Pune. She began her journey from there and she ended her journey from there as assistant director. And I'll just tell you, she has a PhD in a subject called palynology. How many of you have heard that word? 10 minutes before, yeah, ma'am. Actually, I've heard it 5 minutes before. No, I'm just joking. I've heard it last time when I met her. So, palynology is the study of pollen. Never thought people would give a PhD for studying pollen. But that's the kind of life that she had led. So, she has done a PhD on palynological analysis of Indian honeys. Indian honeys, different kinds of honeys, how much is the pollen count and what's the kind of pollen. And her work for 550 districts of India, she has developed a floral calendar. That means, she will explain better than me. Okay, I'm not even a layman when it comes to this, but I know just this much, that bees do migrate from place to place in search of food. So, if a particular type of flower is available in a particular area, and if it is not available, that's when the bee decides to migrate. So, if you want to prevent the bee from migrating, we have to ensure that the food becomes available, because the bee has to travel very long distances in order to collect a very tiny quantity of honey. Not even honey, nectar. So, it's a nectar that gets converted into honey by the bees. So, she has developed out of, I think, more than 650 districts we have. No, we have in the country now, I think, more than 650 or 634 or whatever is the number. So, she has almost covered 90% of the country except Northeast. That is what has brought both of us together. So, I want that in the entire Northeast, that's the richest biodiversity in the country, isn't it? So, entire Northeast we must develop floral calendars so that we know which bee at what time takes food from which plant, and if that plant is not available, where does it go? That's called the migratory pattern. She has studied all that. She has published 60 research papers relating to beekeeping and several R&D projects, and she has established the migratory routes to enhance the honey production of India. Just imagine how much work it would have been. And she has pioneered both pollen and royal jelly as commercial products in our country. As of today, if you have to buy high quality royal jelly, you have to go to amazon.com, not .in, and then buy it abroad, and then it will come to you good 1 month later with heavy taxation and all that. But if somebody has already commercialized it within the country with the same standards, then it will get much cheaper. It will be much cheaper for us Indians. So she has done that work, and she speaks Marathi like a Marathi. And she's a Telugu lady incidentally. She speaks Marathi, and then she trains the farmers of Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, Bihar, West Bengal, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Maharashtra of course, Andhra Pradesh, of course the undivided Andhra Pradesh, now Telangana also. So this is what the lady is all about. So I think that she is someone who requires to speak to people like us. The gap between her and us is of course very wide. In 1.5 hours or 2 hours or whatever is the time, I don't know how much she can bridge. But my understanding, my idea is to connect her to you so that you will be in continuous touch with her later. And she is a very warm, and as I told you, she is a very sweet lady. Not just because she deals with honey. Otherwise also she is a very sweet lady. She responds very well to any discussion relating to honey. And then she is very warm and affectionate in everything. So that is about, madam, we are grateful to you that you have come. So you are one of those proud daughters of our country. Okay. Now, Sailaja, if Dr. Lakshmi is what she is today, 10 years later, 15 years later, Dr. Sailaja will be like Dr. Lakshmi. Okay. And she comes along with her team to, maybe you can just say hello, and then, yeah. No, you don't have to come, just stand there, that's it. Okay, she has a team, and she is currently assistant professor in the Forest College and Research Institute at Mulugu, Hyderabad, and she is currently, as a part of her work, she is an entomologist incidentally. She has a technical background in studying honeybees, and she is currently heading this project called IBDC, that is Integrated Bee Development Center, which is attached to the Forest College. So that is a Government of India scheme. So they have given 10 crores for us. I think they have given 5.2 crores. With that money, she has developed a bee breeding center. There is a bee breeding that's going on at the moment. So, because see, one of the major problems that we have in the sector is we do not have good quality queen. So if we want a good queen, then we should really go to places like that where they breed queens. Feeding them royal jelly all the time? Yes, that's what they do. So then they give that to the, that's a colony. Usually queen is queen bee, so queen bee never walks alone. So queen bee has probably a colony of about, I don't know how many typically? 10,000 workers, the laborers, the daily wagers. So the queen walks along with those 10,000, and then those entire 10,000 are brought and then put in a hive with the farmer. And the farmer produces honey. Farmer never breeds these queen, because it's a very scientific, very technical kind of a process which they do it. There are some professional bee breeders who are being constantly trained and then created, but that's going to take quite some time for us. So she has already published 4 books and 20 research articles, and also she has several popular articles which she has been writing at various places. So her experience on research, training and extension with respect to apiculture, as well as other aspects of entomology to which that's a core domain, is about 14 years. So she is an upcoming apiculture expert for our country. So we are very happy to have you both, shall I use the word once again at the cost of repetition, sweet ladies, because they are into honey making. So thank you very much, madam, both Dr. Lakshmi Rao and Sailaja. So we invite, I think your presentation is loaded, madam's presentation is loaded. Opportunities, fine, please open that. So please come over to the dais and then address us. That also reminds me, we are benefited by the presence of Shri P.V. Rao Garu. So he retired from the Indian Revenue Service. Principal Chief Commissioner of Income Tax, a very senior officer. And we are very happy, sir, that you have come. And then, yeah, so I'm sure we all will learn at the end of this. Thank you very much, ma'am. Please come.
Thank you very much for giving the opportunity to present my experience with all of you. Especially thanks for Kumar sir. Whatever he is saying, I don't think so. I'm not that much big shot or anything. But I had performed my duties very well in that way. Whatever I can do for the society or for bee culture, and I had tried my best level, bringing all the products and developing the beekeeping in India. Let us have this. Okay, next slide. Can I operate the slides?
You have a remote or?
Okay, otherwise I will say next, then you can shift it. Good. Okay. Already Kumar sir explained so many things in briefly. What is the apiculture and what is the scope of the apiculture in the future strategies and what will be our role in that way. In that, why we should have do the beekeeping? Why the honeybees? Why they are so important in our life? As that Kumar sir already explained that they are mainly important for the pollination of the crops. So we have to save the bees for our food security. If you want the security of our own food, we have to save the bees. That is one of our aim. And one more thing we have to, plants and honeybees are correlated with each other. Not from the right now, millions of years back when the evolution came back, at that time self-pollinated plants are there, then there is no need of any agent for the pollination. But the evolutionary level, the cross-pollinated plants are come up. At the same time, honeybees in the insects are also came up, and they are symbiotically related with each other. As the bees, plants are providing the pollen and nectar to the honeybees, and the honeybees, while collecting the pollen and nectar, they are pollinating the bees. In this simple logic is there. They want the cross-pollination, the plants. So who will do? Why they will do? Somebody will come and do the pollination. So they are giving some regards to the insects, these things, nectar. The pollen is, of course, is produced for their own this thing, but nectar is produced only for the reward to the honeybees to come and pollinate my plants. Anybody will come? Nobody will come. So I'm giving some reward. This is the nectar for you. So they are coming and pollinating. This is symbiotically related with each other from millions of years. And there are so many natural pollinators are there. Then we didn't come across all these things. What will happen when the bees are disappeared? But the recent time is that because of the most of the pesticides are killed our natural pollinators. So the time came back to we have to recognize that why there is a scarcity of the pollinators. When we are using all the inputs, we are inputting a lot of forming these things also. Even though we are not reaching that quality or that quantity of the expected crop output, that is because of the pollinator, lacking of the pollinator. So honeybees are very important in that way. And another thing is that, like that we are doing the poultry or some dairy also. We have to nurture them. We have to give some feed with them. But for the bees, you don't need anything. They will go and they will bring their own food on their own. And when the excess food is there, they are storing in the hive and they are giving to us. This is one of the main factors that we are never going to, if you think that if you are to provide something pollen and nectar to the honeybees and they have to make it in our own laboratory honey, it will make 1,000 rupees cost of the honey. When they are bringing it freely and they are giving us the freely, that's why we can sell it in a 200 or 250 rupees kg. This naturally available pollen and nectar is going waste. No other competitor is there. So no one is using this thing in the naturally, but bees are using and making it a valuable product. So we feel that honeybees are very important in our life. We can nurture them. And one more thing, if you have that this area is now in a drought place, we are not getting the rains or something, whatever it may be there, then we can easily transport the beehives to another place where the abundant flora is available. It's very easy. Like we have to move from our homes, it is very difficult. We have to pack everything and all that. But one single beehive transportation in the overnight, it's very easy. And we can transport them. They are adopted well in the new area also. It doesn't make much time. Within half an hour or 1 hour, they will acquaintine with the new area and they will find out their food sources and they start their own work within 1 hour. Only that is the main this thing. Next slide, please. So we are searching for 10 excellent reasons why we have to do the beekeeping. First thing I told that bees are the pollinating the crops. That is the first reason. In most of the countries, bees are reared only for the pollination, especially in California. In California, beekeeping is known for only the pollination. You all people know that California is very famous for the horticulturals, oranges, apples, almonds. All these plants need the pollination. So they buy the honeybees, they brought it in by air. They are bringing in the air and they are rearing it. After 6 months, they will leave it. If they die also, they don't bother. But for the pollination time, they are getting returns more than 40%, 50%, 60% in almonds and apples. So they are buying and they are rearing the honeybees mainly for the pollination. They say, why you are rearing the honeybees? For the pollination. Nobody says that for honey I am rearing the honeybee. But in India the situation is different. If we ask the beekeeper why you are rearing the honeybee, he doesn't know that also whether my honeybees are doing the pollinating the other crops. If he knows that, he will ask the money from the lender. My bees are pollinating your crops, so whatever the croppage you are getting, extra croppage, in the 10% you have to give to for my bees. That situation will come. Already came to the India also. That will come in the forward also. 80% of the crops, whatever we are cultivating today, they need honeybees. If 80% of the crops are pollinated through the honeybees only, 30% of the world fruit, whichever is produced today, that is because of honeybees. Otherwise, you may be shortage of the 30% food. Food shortage is there. Next slide. And honey. Of course, honey generates a huge amount of this. Since ancient times, we are knowing this honey, and we are producing the honey from Ramayana and Mahabharata also. So many impacts are there. Everybody want the honey. So this is another excellent reason we will rear the bees. And next one is the beeswax. Beeswax is a very natural product. It is having so many medicinal and curative properties for the external applications of the creams and even polishes. There are a lot of uses. We will come together. This is one of the reasons we have to rear the honeybees. And beekeeping does not need any land. You doesn't need any land. Many people ask me that I have 1 acre, I have 10 acres, so how many bees I will keep? You can keep number of the bee colonies. They doesn't need any farming land. You can keep anywhere, wherever the banjar land is there, then you can keep the colonies, and the bees go about that 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer radius. They will bring their own pollen and honey for their sustainability. So never think that land is not required for the beekeeping. Land is others, crop is others. We are getting the honey and this thing. This is one of the reasons the poor farmers, the landless farmers can do very well this beekeeping. Next slide. And nectar and pollen, the same thing I had explained already. There is no competitor for that. In that no competitor are there. If bees are not there, the pollen and nectar is going waste. Now nobody is going to utilize that. So we can utilize those pollen and nectar. We can do the entrepreneurship along with that. Next slide, please. And along with the beekeeping, so many industries are communicated, preparing the bee boxes, honey extractors, the needing other tools are there, even in transporting of the hives. So other business also we can generated in the community. Next slide, please. Financial reasons also. Of course, you doesn't need much investment on that. And whatever the small investment you need for the hive, 3,000 rupees or something, that is also financed nowadays by the government. Almost 80% subsidy is there. So there is no need of the financial support from any other. Doesn't require any getting the loans from that, and we are paying back again all the things. So this is one of the reason we can do it. Next one. And bees can be kept all the ages. There is no restriction of the age. Right from the 5 years old child to the 80 years man also, we can, because it doesn't require anything. If you go for the dairy or poultry, you have to feed every day. In the dairy, lot of work is there. You have the cutting the grass and giving them and washing the guy and all the things and taking them, making the milk every day. We could not leave the guy in our house and we cannot enjoy for 10 or 15 days away. But bees are not like that. If you keep the bees inside that and you can go for a 1 week or 15 days, they are very happy with that because of any disturbances there from us. So that is the one of reason. And it generates, if your younger generation is coming up to this, we can generate lot of, within one hive, which is costing 3,500 rupees. But if new person who can do constantly on that work, he can generate 10,000 rupees within 1 year. I can assure for that. There are lot of generation, wide products are there. You can concentrate on the different products in the different seasons. Whenever the nectar is available, we are extracting the honey. Whenever the lean period it is there, we are extracting the royal jelly. Whenever the other season is there, cold season. So in the cold season, bees bringing the propolis. So we are collecting the propolis after the cold season. So that throughout the year you can get more products, and that we can multiply that finance. Whatever you are putting on the honeybees, more than 3 times, 4 times we can get it. Only the thing, little technology important here. The beekeeping is in India is just transferred from mouth to mouth only. There is no scientific training and like that. The people who are in the villages, they were doing, some of the father was doing, so the children has taken up by seeing and they are doing. But in European countries, it is not like that. If you want to do the beekeeping, you have to be trained. At least 1 month you have to train on that, and one month you have to work along with another beekeeper. So he will be trained in all the aspects. Scientifically, how to extract the honey, how the quality is maintained, what are the other products, what were the diseases also when they are coming, what type of medicines to be used. Because of knowing any knowledge, the beekeepers are using any kind of medicines. Even tetracycline, chloromophenol, whatever we are eating, they are giving to the honeybees. The residues are coming into the honey. So we could not export these honeys to the European countries because they are very strict with this. Below detecting level, all your antibiotics should be below the detecting level. That was the reason. So little, I doesn't prefer that high educated people, but logically they can think of that. Not in the low education also. Generally say that beekeeping can be done without any education also. As okay, it can be done. But if you want to do the logically, the good quality and good many types of products, then you need some knowledge. You need the knowledge of at least 1 month. I prefer that he should have the training on that. How to rear the bees scientifically. That is the important thing. Next slide. So when we are coming to the, already Kumar sir explained that what are the products are there. First is the honey, and next bee pollen. Why I am saying the next? Honey is the least product, which is costing only 200 or 300 rupees, where the pollen is costing 1,000 rupees. Royal jelly, propolis is costing 3,000 rupees. Royal jelly is costing 10,000 rupees. And bee venom is costing almost 50 lakhs a year, about crore rupees. So these all the products we can extract from the bees, but we should know that at what time what type of work has to be done, what to be expected. If in the new colony you are starting the bee venom extraction, it is not a good thing. But you have to do the bee venom extraction when they are going to die. Before that we are extracting because their living time is 60 days. After the huge honey production season, they are going to die within the short period. At that time we are extracting the bee venom. So the dual income sources are there. For that we need that scientific knowledge about this. Next slide. The prospects. If you see the beekeeping when you are purchasing a colony, so within 1 year what you can do with that? Hiring the colony for pollination. So now seed companies and orchards are hiring the colonies. At least 1,000 rupees for 1 month. If you are giving the colony to them for the pollination purpose, 1,000 rupees you will get. So without knowing any that also, within 1 year you are getting back your 1,000 rupees. And another one, colony multiplication. Colony multiplication, one colony, if you are growing well, pollen and nectar is available. If you are not doing anything also, they will grow up. At the end of the season, you have to divide it. If you are not dividing, they will swarming and go away. So if you divide and you sell the colony, you are getting the 2,500 rupees per colony. Still you are not knowing any beekeeping, just you kept the box there itself and given for some farmer for the hiring, and that's 3,500 you are getting back in your this thing. Whatever your investment is coming back within the 6 months. And another, honey production. If you are little technically involved, so how can I do the honey production, and more production is there where the honey sourcing plants are there, then you will get at least 25 kgs of honey from Mellifera and 10 kgs of honey from the Serrano. If you are doing other strategies, we are learning that beekeepers are migrating the colonies from one place to another place. From Mellifera, 70 kg honey in India is also extracted. In Australia, from one box, 200 kg honey is extracted within 1 year. Because they are having so many different types of eucalyptus, they bloom throughout the year. They are getting still 200 kg also. So this is so how you are dealing with the bees. At the end of the season, bees wax. After the honey season, when you are doing the honey, there is a wax layer also, and we will come up with that. That wax is thrown away. You just process it in the hot water and you sell it. This is another product you are getting. From one box, at least in 1 year, you will get 2 kg of the beeswax. So that each kg is costing 375 to 500 rupees according to the quality. So 1,000 rupees we are getting back in that way. And bee pollen. Bee pollen is collected by the bees for their own purpose. When the abundant pollen is available, so that is not a honey flow season. Just you have to insert a simple trap and we have to get the pollen. And at least 50 grams of pollen within 1 day you can collect it. At least 100 days we can collect the bee pollen in our tropical areas. So almost 5 kg pollen you are collecting within a year. That 5 kg into 1,000, 5,000 rupees our pollen costing is there. If literally you are more acquainted with the royal jelly techniques and bee venom, of course this is more profitable business. But at least a simple beekeeper can extract beeswax, pollen, propolis very easily. The simple techniques are there. Not high technology is evolved in that way. So there is a lot of prospects in that way for the taking the beekeeping in that. Next slide. Market overview. Already Kumar sir explained everything, the market overview. What will be the future in that? Even next by 28, 11.65% of the growth will be there in the honey industry. We are expecting in the next slide. Already he has explained it. Okay, what is the potentiality? How much potentiality is there in India? India has a lot of potentiality because of a tropical country. Our plants are producing lot of pollen and nectar. So how much potentiality is there? Already crops 160 million hectares is cultivated in India. Out of that, 1 hectare is needed 2 honey bee boxes. So at least 400 million bee boxes are required. But out of that, some of the cereals and millets doesn't require the honeybees. Without the honeybees also they can produce the crop. But if honeybees are introduced in that, the crop productivity will be increased. Especially oil seeds and pulses, they need honeybees for the pollination. Without that, we could not produce. The both are scarcity in our India now. We are importing the oil, lot of oil from the other countries because of this. We could not produce. How many hectares is there? 30 million hectares oil seed is there. So 60 million bee colonies you need only for the oil seed pollination. And oil seeds are promising sources of the nectar and pollen. So bees will be very happy with the oil seeds. And we are also very happy because we are getting huge quantities of honey from the oil seed plants. And another 7 million fruit crops and 8 million vegetable crops, they need pollinators. Otherwise, you could not get these vegetables, whatever we are getting today. By knowingly, unknowingly, the bees or the other insects are doing the pollination. That's why we are not getting in that one. But fruit orchards, definitely they need it, especially apples, peach, pear, plums, watermelon, citrus. There is a lot of growth in that. And what is the situation of the India at present? Only 3.4 million bee colonies are there. With that, we are collecting the 130,000 metric tons, means 1.3 lakhs. Now it is the latest figure of the last year. 1.3, 1.2 was the 2020 figure. And there is lot of scope with these bee colonies also. Even 3.4 million colonies can produce more than 2.4 lakhs cages, metric tons of the honey. Why we are producing less? Because lacking of the technology, because lacking of the scientific view in the bee rearing. We are maintaining only single chamber hives. We are extracting from the brood chamber. So the quantity is also less, quality is also less. So when we maintain systematically the double chambered hives, we can extract more honey with the same bee colonies. If you don't increase the bee colonies also, we can produce more this thing. And employment to another 5 million people. In the next 5 years, we are planning, we can employ the rural population more than 5 million people. None of the government give the employment to the 5 million people. That's why now the BJP is enforcing on the village industries where we can do the things. Without any investment, without anything, with small introducing the beehives, we can give the 5 million people, and each and everybody will be sustained in their own village, the rural people. That is our maximum this thing. These are the pollination highlights. In the which crop, how much percentage is increased. Linseed, sunflower, sesame, these all crops need the pollinators. If you are not adding the pollinators, our crop productivity could not be increased. So next slide. I'm not doing much emphasis on that. Conservation of the honeybees, how we conserve the bees, how we adopt the environment in that conservation of the bees. In India, we have the 4 types of the bees. In that, 2 can be nurtured. We can keep it in our boxes and do that. But 2 types of bees are the wild. Even from the wild bee colonies, we are collecting the honey, and that is the most pure honey. So how we can harvest without destroying the colonies, that is also one type of conservation of the bees. So we are giving all the focusing areas in the conservation of the honeybees and propagation of the bee forage plants. You know that our cropping area is mostly in Kharif and Rabi season. In the summer season, most of the land is barren. So where the bees will get the food, those 3 months or 4 months, it's very difficult to sustain. So we have to introduce some of the plants which can bloom in that drought period, and they can provide the pollen and nectar for the sustainability. So that is one of our conservation aims. And increasing the mixed pollination, plantations, not monofloral. If monofloral, only one time in the March month, one plant will bloom. In the April, another plant will bloom. In the June, another plant will bloom. So mixed culture should be there. Mostly nobody is concentrating in this way. Somebody is doing eucalyptus, everybody will do the eucalyptus. Somebody doing the currants, they will do the currants everywhere. So try to get it in the barren lands, which are available for freely for us in that mixed plantations for the conservation of the bees. This is very important. Otherwise, we could not sustain the bees in that way. Next slide. And what are the types of bees available in India? Generally, everybody says 4 types, but in India we have 200 bee species are there. Among those, these apis, 6 species are producing the honey. They are producing the honey, so that's why we are considered as a honey bees. These are the 6 honey bees, Apis laboriosa and Apis dorsata. మన తెలుగులో ఏమంటారంటే కొండ ఈగలు అంటారు వాటిని. ఈ కొండ ఈగలు జనరల్గా చెట్లకి కానీ దీనికి కనపడతాయి. These bees are Apis laboriosa in the high elevations of the Himalayas only. More than 2000 meters elevation. The laboriosa you will get near Nepal and some of the, we can say, Uttarakhand, Himachal high altitudes, in Jammu high altitudes only. But Apis dorsata we will get in all over the India. These are the, both are the wild species. We cannot culture them. They could not live, they will live for, they go the migration. They could not live one place. They search in the food. Where there is abundant food is there, they will be there. After completing of the food, they will migrate to another. We cannot imagine that more than 200 kilometers they migrate from one place to another place. And they regularly migrate from one place to another place. From Latur to Pune, generally they will come and go back. In the rainy season, they will come to Pune, and in the rest of time, they will go to Latur. Same colonies, we can identify the thing. So they migrate. That cannot be. Apis florea and Apis andriformis. These 2 are the same species, which are manaki visinakarra pattu antaru annamata. Chinnaga bushes lo untayi avi. These also cannot be cultivated. They are also in the migratory nature, naturally wild bee species. But we can extract the honey, small quantities from these. Apis andriformis is found only in the Gujarat, Kutch area, and otherwise florea and Apis andriformis are the same pattern. And Apis serrana, it is our indigenous bees. Apis laboriosa, dorsata, Apis florea, Apis serrana are our indigenous bees. They are born millions of years back in the Indo-Malayan region only. They are originated in Indo-Malayan region, and they are migrated throughout the country from India. So they are called as indigenous bees. We can rear these indigenous bees. Its rearing is not a today's technology. From thousands of years in Vedas also it is mentioned that we have these types of the bees in India, and we were reared all these things, and we were collecting the honey in that way. But Apis mellifera is the Italian bee from the Europe. It is brought from the Europe. Why it has been brought? Like our Jersey guy, it's giving more milk. So mellifera is providing more honey. That's why they brought this species also. Punjab Agriculture University brought it in 1970s, and they are grown up, and now it become very popularized in throughout the India. But it can sustain only in the plains, not in the hills. Tetragonula. In Tetragonula, there are so many species. More than 60 species are there in India, but they are called as a small bees. Manaki musirika ఈగలు అంటారు తెలుగులో. అవి వచ్చి అలా ముసురుకుంటాయి, అంతే కుట్టవుగానే అవి ముసురుకుంటాయి అన్నమాట. These bees are very important for the pollination of our vegetables. Even now the technology is coming in that greenhouses, we are growing the vegetables and some of the fruits. Therefore, as a pollinator, Tetragonula has having very important role in that way. Next slide. So we are rearing only Apis mellifera and Apis serrana indica. And these both can be sustained in both the Andhra states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, both the states. We can rear these bees. And the third one, Tetragonula, the small beehive is there. It doesn't have that much high quality, high quantity of the honey. You get only 100 or 200 grams of the honey from that, but its quality is so high. They having lot of antioxidantal, anti-carcinogenic factors are there. So the honey is sold at 1,000 rupees, 2,000, 3,000. At any rate we are selling. But in small gardens and hives, this is a better bee. You can rear it, and small quantity honey we will get. But for the commercial way, if you are going to rear the nurture the bees, Apis mellifera or Apis cerana, depending on your area, whatever the flora is available, on that you can select either mellifera or the cerana. Next we will see that. What are the types of the bees? How we can rear the bees? We are keeping the bees in some boxes. In those boxes also scientifically they are studied and they manufactured that ISI A type, ISI B type, ISI C type. ISI A type is used for the Apis cerana throughout the India, but ISI B type is also for cerana, but high altitudes honeybees, because their bee body size is so bigger, so their box size is also different in that way. And ISI C type is used for also the Apis cerana, only for Jammu Kashmir. That bee body size is having the 5 mm, and Apis mellifera body size is also 5 mm. So in India for Apis mellifera we are using the ISI C types. Very few people know that ISI C type is used for the cerana also. That is only in the Srinagar, above the Srinagar area, very high altitudes, we have the Apis cerana that is having the equivalent to the mellifera, and its productivity is also equivalent to the mellifera. So these box has to be utilized for the rearing of the bees. Next slide. So in the bees, who are there? What are their family? The bees are the social insect. They cannot live a single bee. हम लोग अकेले रह सकते हैं, मक्खी नहीं रहेगा. We cannot live because there are thousands of only one queen bee is there. That queen bee, what is the work of the queen bee? Only she lays the eggs, nothing else. She will not bring the food, she will not nurture the babies, and nothing will do. Only she lays the eggs. Some people called it as a egg laying machine also. But how much royal jelly she will get, that many eggs she will lay. It's a wonder. You can imagine that one queen bee can lay 1,500 eggs per a day, which weight more 3 times of the queen bee weight. Its own weight, more than the 3 times of the weight, that many eggs she can lay. From where she is getting this energy? That research told that because of the royal jelly. How much royal jelly is fed to the queen bee, depending on that she lays the eggs per day, 500 to 1500 eggs. And how it depends on that, royal jelly is produced after consuming the pollen. When the abundant pollen is available, so the bees produce the more royal jelly, so more royal jelly is given to the queen, so more bees will be there. When more bees are there, they've divided and they become as a 2 families. So this is the thing. And next is that worker bee. Worker and queen are both are female ones only, but they are different in their structure and their activities also. Queen is the only one fertile female in the hive. She could lay the eggs. Not all other worker bees are the unfertile, means their ovaries are not developed. From the same egg, queen is also coming, from the same egg, worker is also coming. So where the difference comes up, that when that queen cell is there, that bees knows that this egg is going to become a queen bee. These worker bees feed more royal jelly to that. Right from the single day to the emerging day, they feed only royal jelly. But for the worker bees, from this cell, they are going to become a worker. For 3 days, they feed the royal jelly. After the 3 days, they give the bee bread. Honey and pollen mix, we call it as a bee bread. They mix it and they give it. Because of that, their ovary development could not happen in the worker bees. They are becoming the unfertile females. And the males. Male is the drone. We call it as a drone in that sense. It is only a fertile male. His work is only for mating, nothing else. He will not do any other work. When the queen produces, she needs some spermatheca has to be stored in their stomach, then only she can lay the eggs. For that purpose only, the drones are used. So that accordingly, their quantity is also quite less. When there is going to become a new queen is going to become born, before that they produce some of the drones. How they produce? The same queen produce the fertile eggs also, unfertile eggs also. There is a differentiation of the cell. Drone cell is a bigger one. When the queen bee entering to the cell, it could not constrict. So the sperm is not mixed with that egg. So that egg will be a unfertile egg. From the unfertile egg, drones will come. So drones are the haploids. Worker and queens are the diploids here. The only one factor is that only haploid males are there. The next one. When we see that their life cycle also, their from still egg to the burning of the bee also, there is a lot of duration changes are there because of the food only. Nothing else is there, only the food. In the queen, that egg is going to everywhere, the 3 days is the egg stage. After 3 days, eggs become a larva, and the larva fed with the up to 6 days, means another 3 days it is fed with the royal jelly. Any of the varala, it may be a queen or it may be a worker or it may be a drone larva. Everything is fed for 3 days with the royal jelly. Because the babies, they could not digest anything. Royal jelly is a pre-digested form. Then they are giving the food for the queen bee, they are giving only royal jelly for another 6 days. Then it goes to pupal stage and then it becomes a queen within 16 days. It will emerge within 16 days and its body size is almost double than the worker. Early emerging and more body size also. If you see that worker bee, the same egg but fed only royal jelly for 3 days. After that 6 days they are giving the larva stage only bee bread because of pollen and honey. Then its pupal stage is another 12 days. After 21 days the bees emerge. Even in the drone case it will take another 3 days more for the development of the sperm theca. Next slide. And their lifespan also is different. When the queen is 2 to 3 years, we are saying, it's not like that 2 to 3 years. She can live any number of years if royal jelly is fed to the queen. But when the queen is not having the sufficient sperms in their stomach, she could not lay the fertile eggs. So the bees stop giving the royal jelly to them and becoming a new queen. We know now you are unfertile, so we don't want. Say they bring another queen. So they stop giving the food. So the queen will die. Otherwise queen never dies. If you are feeding the royal jelly continuously, in European countries queen life is 5 years. Because their mating styles are different, they are giving the artificial matings also and other some technologies were using. There she can live 5 years. Their life is decided on the spermatheca, how many sperm she has stored in during the mating time. And drones 2 to 4 months. This is also depending on that. If the bees feels that there is a shortage of the food and unnecessary burden is there with the drones, they will not give food to the drones. So they will die. Within 1 month also they will die. In the lean period, when they are getting the shortage of the food, the drone may die within 1 month also, maybe 2. When lot of pollen and nectar is available, so they say that let it be. They are with our brothers and something, let it be, have something. When there is a scarcity, they won't give the food. Because of that only drones are dying. Otherwise, they can live more time also. Workers 2 to 6 months also they can live. 2 months or 45 days generally we say that honey flow period. In the honey flow period, bees work very hardly. They are going, bringing the nectar. Nectar is converted into honey and storing in the comb. In the night also they never sleep, and in the honey flow season you can see the buzzing in the hives. Even in the night, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they are doing the fanning and removing all the moisture and they are making honey. So at that time bees exhausted very fast, so they may die after 45 days or 60 days something. In the lean period, when there is no much work is there, small quantities of pollen and nectar is available, they are bringing and eating and sitting simply, so they can live up to 6 months also. So everything is decided by the food. How much food they are getting, how they are living, their lifestyle. Depending on that, their life is dependent. Next slide. I think so this we can shift. Already we are late. Yes. The anatomy of the bee. Then we will come to the division of labor. Very interesting thing in this. All the worker bees are there in the hive. They are doing the different works. Somebody bring the pollen, somebody bring the water, somebody do the cleaning, somebody do the... Who will say? Nobody say to the bee that you do this work, I am doing this work, you do this work, you do this work. Depending on their age and whatever their adaptability of the organs, they are doing their own work. On the first day when they born from the cell itself, first it starts cleaning of the cell, her own born cell. First she starts from there itself and she cleans up to 3 days. 3 days they are doing only cleaning work. Wherever it is, doing the clean. And after 3 days they start the nursing work. They can take the pollen some and add the nectar and make it the bee bread and give to the larva whoever required, how much food is required in that way. Next, on the 6th day onwards, their hypopharyngeal glands in the head started the secretion. That is the royal jelly. We call it as a bee milk. At the age of 6 days, that gland is activated and started up to 12 days. They feed the royal jelly. Royal jelly is fed to the queen and the young larvae. 3 to 6 days, 3 days larvae only, to 6 days. So they are doing their job. After the 12 days, their wax glands have started secreting. So up to 18 days, they are secreting the wax. So they are preparing the comb. When the wax is secreted, they are taking and preparing the comb themselves. After that, bee venom is produced in their body. So they are doing the guarding work. They do the guarding work. Any enemies are coming, what can I do? I'm ready to sting. One of the bee you can sing in the entrance of the hive and like this, and I'm ready to sting. That they are guarding the things. After the 24 days, they get the strength in the wings. So they start the flying. So when they started the flying, first they bring the, first 2 days they take the orientation flight, means where we are. If I'm going outside, how can I come back to this? 2 days they take the orientation flight and then she will go and bring first water. It is very easy. Wherever the water is there, suck and bring to the hive. No, this thing. Then they started collecting the nectar. Nectar is also easy sucking, and in the crop they have to store it and bring in. And the final stage they are collecting the pollen. Pollen collection is difficult task. They have to use the wings and legs, everything simultaneously, all the things I will explain in that. So this is the work they are doing systematically, and at the end of the production they will die after 45 days or 60 days or something. Next thing. So how they will collect the honey and pollen? So pollen collection is a little difficult task. What they do, bees hovers on the flowers. While hovering that, all the pollen grains are stick to their body, but the small hairs are there on the body. And a bee collects, while hovering on the flowers, it start hovering on the air and start collecting with the first pair of the legs, the pollen shedded on the head, and using the next pair of the legs, collecting the pollen from the thorax and abdomen. And they add little nectar to that, make it wet, and pack it in the hind legs. That the third pair of the legs, they pack it there. You can see first pair, second pair, third pair. In the third pair of leg, they are packing the pollen. The third pair of leg, tibia, we call it as a pollen basket. In the cartoon, they will show that one basket is carrying the bee and collecting the pollen or nectar. It's not like that. Bees do a lot of struggle for collecting the pollen. They are doing a lot of activity. This whole process will be completed within 30 seconds. In one flower, it only for 30 seconds they will stay, and for that shifting to the next flower. And while collecting the nectar, they are somewhat leisure. They will land on that and they just suck the nectar, and where they can keep it, the nectar. So in the internal system, they have the one crop, we say nectar crop or honey crop, we call it as a, it is just like a sac. Before the intestines, they started their digestive system. Before that, there is a sac. In that sac, they suck and store it. And if one flower, they are not getting the sufficient quantity of the nectar, then they shift to the another flower, third flower, fourth flower. And when their stomach is, crop is totally filled, they come back to the hive. Like that, they are collecting the pollen and nectar. So what are the floral sources? Whatever the flowers we are seeing today, all the flowers are useful for the honeybees? Not. so many flowers doesn't contain much pollen or not accessible pollen is there, and much of the flowers are not producing the nectar also. So they are not useful. Which are useful for that? Actually, my 1 or 2 hours lecture only on the floral resources, I will complete it in most of the oil seeds. Most of the oil seeds contains the pollen and nectar both abundantly. So the bees are getting very abundant pollen and nectar. So their breeding is also goes very well, and side by side you will get the honey also. Cereals and millets are the anemophilous plants, so they never produce any honey. They never produce any nectar. They produce only pollen. But huge quantities of the pollen is available, like our all the millets and cereals. So the bees collect the pollen from them. And pulses are the minor source of the pollen and nectar. They produce both pollen and nectar, but very minute quantities, so that that pollen and nectar is sufficient for their living. But excess nectar or excess pollen is not available for extracting as a source. But when there is a huge acreages of the land, hectares of the land, monocropping is there, then we could collect some of the honey from the pulses. And fruits and vegetables, fruits are also, most of the fruits are producing the nectar. In that, and forest flora, mainly forest flora is a very good source of the nectar sources. So in India, whatever we are having the honey, 2 seasons are there. In those 2 seasons, summer season we say that autumn and summer. In the summer season, most of the honey is coming from the forest flora. Right from the February, they starts from Western Ghats, and it extends up to the May. In any of the forest, you will get March to May, huge quantities of the honey. Most of the forest plants produce the nectar and pollen also side by side. In plantations also, most of the plantations, eucalyptus, currants, and these plantations are very useful. Jamun plantations are there, amla is there. These all plantations are useful for the honey production also. And sometimes roadside avenue plants are also giving boosting to the bees to fill the gaps of these things. And weeds and ground flora also, where the horticultural crops are there in coconut orchards, and there is a ground flora is available. In the hilly places also some ground flora is available. They also provide the nectar and pollen for the honeybees. So next slide. So communication, how they communicate. మనం ఎలా మాట్లాడుకుని ఒకళ్ళకొకళ్ళే చెప్తాం కదా, అది అలా బీస్ ఒకళ్ళకొకళ్ళు కమ్యూనికేట్ చేసుకుని ఏం కమ్యూనికేట్ చేస్తాయి? వాట్ దే ఆర్ కమ్యూనికేటింగ్ ద సోర్స్, వేర్ ద సోర్స్ ఈజ్ అవైలబుల్. ద సోర్స్ ఈజ్ అవైలబుల్ వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ pollen or it is a nectar. If it is available, at what distance it is available, how far you have to go, and at which direction you have to go. This everything is communicated by the dance. This is called as a waggle dance. If the food source is in the straight from the entrance, they will perform the dance in the straight. You can imagine that this is a comb of the honeycomb. So the bee dancing in this particular way, then you can feel that the source is in the straight away. We have to go. Otherwise they can perform in the different angles. That is indicating the angle. Between which angle? Sun, our hive, and the source. Whether it is a 90 degrees angle or 60 degrees, 30 degrees or 180 degrees, how we can go. And number of rounds it performs. It indicates that how far you have to go, what distance you have to cover, 100 meters, 200 meters, 500 meters or 1 kilometer, whatever the distance. And these all communication is done by the scout bees. We can call it as a scout bees. These bees early morning they will go and check what are the sources are there which are good. So they come and communicate to the other bees there where you have to go and what you have to bring. And that quality also, they bring some of the nectar and pollen also and give the fragrance to all the bees. So this type of pollen is available, this type of nectar is available. What is the preference? Why they prefer some of the nectars more? Why they prefer some of the pollen more? Because of the quality of the sugars. In the nectar, they will see the how much concentration of the sugars are there. If it is more sugars are there, that will be very easy to convert into honey. So minimum preference is that 19% of the sugar percentage and maximum percentage is the 62%. Why it is so like that? If 20% of the sugar is there, means 80% of water is there. When it is converting into honey, that more than 60% water has to be evaporated. So when they are bringing the 100 liters of the nectar, they could make it only 40 kg of the honey. So they calculate economics also. When I am going this much distance, how much nectar I am bringing and what energy we are storing. So if it is below the 20%, they will not prefer that. But even during dearth period, they will prefer just for consuming purpose, not for storing as a converting into honey. In the higher preferences also, it is to be marked up to 62%. If it is more than 65% of the higher concentration sugar is there in the nectar, when she is carrying the nectar in the crop, reverse osmosis will happen and the bee body moisture, water levels are decreased. So the bee could not reach the hive properly and she may die in the half of the way. That's why they never prefer the high concentrated nectars also. So the nectar concentration 20 to 62 is a best one, and most preferably we say that 35 to 55% most of the oil seeds contains this type of the nectar, so they are preferring very well. Next slide. So the honey, we will come to the products. Not only the honey, so how they collect the products, beeswax, pollen. Of course, honey, I never consider the honey like she is saying the nutmeg also. I never consider the honey as a good product. Of course, it is there. Royal jelly, propolis and bee venom. They are high quality products for which we are doing the, I feel that we have to do the beekeeping for these things. Next slide. Bee venom. Bee venom. Black. Black. I will come to that each and every slide. How the nectar is converted into honey. The nectar, whichever is available in the flower, mostly it is in the sucrose form. And the bees collect that nectar, brings to the hive and give to the another bee. That one bee is coming to entrance, in the entrance some of the bees are available in that, and she regrets and another bee collects that, and that bee giving to another bee and another bee, it may be transferred to 3 or 4 or 5 bees depending on the sugar concentration. How much sugar is there? What they are doing? They are adding enzyme to that. They want to convert all the sugar, whatever the sucrose is there, that is converted into fructose and glucose. For that only honey is very good. Glucose and fructose is there in almost in equal levels in the honey, not the sucrose. Only less than 5% sucrose will be there in that. So bee giving one bee to the another bee to the third bee, and after that sufficient quantity of the enzyme is added, they are storing it in the hive. Once it is stored in the hive, hive bees, inside the bees what they will do, they do the fanning and they do the moisture reduction in that. While they are doing the fanning, they are increasing the temperature. So moisture could be evaporated. When the moisture content comes to below 20%, then that cell filled with the honey is sealed with the beeswax. Why they are sealing? Because honey is the hygroscopic capacity. So it will absorb the moisture from the air also. So once it is ready, then they are sealing it. As we are doing for the pulses or cereals when we are filling and we don't allow them to allow the moisture also. Like that bees also seal that. So once the sealed honey, that's a good quality. All the conversions of the nectars are there, all the enzymes were added, less moisture content. That once sealed honey is there, it can be stored up to 30 years also, it never spoils. Why the honey is spoiling? Before the processing of that only, beekeepers are extracting the honey, so we are need the all other things are there. Next slide. Okay. Then beeswax. Actually, beeswax is secreted in their segments of the 17, 18, and at the age of the 12 to 18, and they started converting into the cells. While doing this also, they are very engineering also. They are very good engineers. They are doing only hexagonal cells because more quantity of the honey can be stored in the hexagonal cells with less quantity of the wax. So that's why they are making the hexagonals. These wax is known for that. Now this soap making, in the soaps we are using oils, instead of that we are using the, and candles, of course candles, why don't we prefer the paraffin wax? Whatever the fumes are coming from the paraffin wax, they are very harmful for the eyes, whereas in our Hindu culture we use ghee or something for the diya jalane. Metal castings, cosmetics and printing, it is almost costing double than the honey. Whatever the basic price of the honey is there, then the wax is cost multiplied by 2. That is a universally known factors, these things, multiplication factor is there. Whatever the honey cost, that is multiplied by 2 is the wax cost. Next slide. Next slide, please. Then the bee pollen. Bee pollen is multiplied by 5. Whatever the cost of the honey is there, that multiplied by 5 is the bee pollen. And why the bee pollen is so good? Bee pollen is having the more protein content, high protein content. And that protein also, out of that 75% of the proteins are in the free amino acid form. It's not in crude protein. Our pulses are having the crude proteins. For digestion and another fragmentation, it will take a lot of time. But free amino acid form, this pollen is available. Because of this, we are promoting it as a nutraceutical product. When you want more proteins in our body, these pollen proteins are estimated that your 100 grams of the pulses, whatever protein you will get, in the 5 grams of the pollen you will get that much. Even chicken is also. If 100 grams of the chicken you had eaten and digested and whatever you are getting in the body, that just 6 grams of the pollen can do that. So while eating the small quantities, not only that, it contains most of the vitamins and minerals. You will get phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, iron, calcium, so many, and these vitamins also, except B12 and B9. All other B complex is there, vitamin A is there, all the vitamins you will get in this. So in that small quantity of the 6 grams of your pollen per day, fulfill your total body requirement of the proteins, vitamins, minerals, everything. Except carbohydrates, it fulfills everything. So we are promoting it as India, we are the tropical country. Most of the plants produce lot of the pollen. That is going waste. Nobody is collecting the pollen. Only the bees collect the pollen. So while collecting the pollen, just we are inserting a simple trap in front of the hive, and we are not harming to the bees or nothing. You don't need to open the hive also. Just in front of the hive, 3 to 4 hours, in the peak hours we insert the trap and we remove it. In the tray you will get at the most 50 grams of the pollen. That simply dried in the lower temperatures, because all the bee products are very sensitive for the light and heat also. So we are drying at 48 degrees temperature for 2 hours for the moisture reduction. Fresh pollen has the 28% moisture, so we have to reduce it at the 5%. Why we have to reduce it? Pollen is highly nutritional product, so the bacteria and fungal will attack very easily. So after removing the moisture, we can store it in the room temperature 1 or 2 years also. So the moisture has to bring it for the below the 5%. Next slide. Next slide. Propolis. This is the propolis is the gum. Just like how the bees are collecting the pollen, the propolis is also collected. Propolis is a resin, is produced by the plants in the young shoots or in the young bud stage. The buds and shoots are protected with the propolis by the plants for the weather conditions. It's too hot or too wind or something is there, even though buds has to be protected in that way. Those resins are collected by the bees and packed like a pollen in the hind leg and brings to the hive. Why they are bringing all this propolis? It is a highly antifungal and antibacterial agent. In the hive, bees maintain the almost your ICU atmosphere in the beehive. So in the beehive, when these products are there, honey is there, pollen, royal jelly, nothing is spoiled. If how many days they are there, but once it is removed from the hive, we have to do the processing and do the maintenance in that. Royal jelly within 1 year it will 1 hour it will spoil, and pollen within 8 hours it will spoil, honey within 1 year it will spoil. But why these are not spoiling? Because of the propolis. They are layering inside the box is never be painted. They are painted by the propolis, by the bees only. We never paint anything inside. Bees do that thing. And they maintain whole hygienic atmosphere in the hive. So now this bee health is, Kumar sir doesn't hear when he was not included. That bee health we are saying. We are excelling that bee hive के अंदर एक tube रखते हैं. They keep the small tube, and like oxygen, the people are getting that 1 hour or half an hour. For that, we are charging some dollars, $2 per hour, $3 per hour. But because they are very hygienically, that air contains more oxygen and more this thing. That bee health now it is coming up to this thing. This propolis is collected very simply. Just you have to remove the inner lid and keep that propolis strap, one plastic one. So the bees fill with the propolis. Why they are filling it? They doesn't want any light source for the outside. They don't want any air from the outside. So they want to fill it in that gaps, and we just remove it and extract the resins. That resins is 45 to 50% resin is there. So many beauty products are coming now. This in the skin care and tinctures, and even in the doctors are operating without iodine tincture. With the propolis tincture, they will charge 2,000 rupees extra for the operation. Now this is also coming up the industry. So they are charging 2,000 rupees extra. Simply they are using 50 ml of the propolis solution. That is ethanol extract. In the simple ethanol, the propolis is dissolved, and they are using as a tincture instead of iodine tincture, because they feel that this propolis heals very fast. It heals very fast. In the rooms they say that, and the mummies are kept in that way. They painted with the propolis and kept in the honey. So thousands of years now their mummies are staying as it is. Even you can feel that when there is a cut, you just apply the propolis. After 2 days, you feel that, yes, I had some cut here. Within 4 days, it can be healed like anything. Even for the diabetic patients also, healing is very exhaustive matter. It will take long time. If you are using externally, the propolis is very good. Propolis toothpaste, and most of the dental creams and the dental sutures are applied by the propolis nowadays. And skin care is also coming, even crack creams also, beeswax and propolis and coconut oil. That's a simple mixture of that. So many products are coming with that. Next slide. And the next is the royal jelly. Everybody crazy with the royal jelly because everybody want to live more longer time and with the good looking and all that, because it's having the not only the anti-aging factor, anti-wrinkling factor also. So what is its actual thing is there. So this royal jelly is fed to the queen bee. So we are giving the artificial queen bee cells. So the bees feel that these are all going to become a queen. So they are feeding more royal jelly in the cells. After 3 days, we are removing the royal jelly and we are selling it. This needs little technology, but it is very simple. Within 1 week training, everybody can do. But in India, we are not doing that. But small countries earning a lot of money. Thailand, Taiwan, they are the big producers of the royal jelly. First, Japan is the producer. Before 400 years before they started the royal jelly. That is one of the reason these people having the Japanese having long life. And they are the first producer in the world, and they are the importers also. Even though they are producing a lot of royal jelly, they taught this royal jelly technique to the Taiwanese because they could not fulfill that. They migrated 600 hives from Japan to Taiwan, and they teach the Taiwanese from Taiwan to Thailand. Now Thailand and Taiwan, honey is just a product. When there is a season, they will take it or not, they will not. But royal jelly is the main. 3-4 months continuously they will get royal jelly. You cannot imagine tons of royal jelly they are collecting. China is producing 400 tons to 600 tons every year. Like our milk cans, that milk, what we call, big barrels are coming milk. Like that they carry the royal jelly. So this
with simple technology we have to apply, and little laborious work. We have the country, we have the more labor and everything available. We can do this, a very good product. And this royal jelly is known for the 10-HDA. 10-HDA is the hydroxydeconic acid. It is produced only by the bees. None of the plant, none of the animal in the world produce 10-HDA. The natural 10-HDA is available only in the royal jelly. That is the only food product we can get 10-HDA. If royal jelly containing ISO standards are the international standards 1.2%, but up to 4% quality royal jelly also can be extracted. And we proved that Indian royal jelly is much, much better than the Thailand, Taiwan. Of course, Chinese is the least quality, and Taiwan and Thailand is the somewhat better quality. Europe and everywhere they are exporting. There is the 2% of the 10-HDA, but in India we got the 3.2% 10-HDA in the mustard and other whatever we had done this. So it's a large scope for the royal jelly production in the future. If anybody want to do large scale in that for royal jelly, there is lot of scope. Even India, so many people aware of this royal jelly. So many people know that royal jelly is a good for thing, and most of the royal jelly is imported in India. The China is the least quality, of course, but from Thailand and Taiwan, most of the royal jelly is coming to the India. And at the cost of rupees, you know, how much rate they are selling? 10 grams of the royal jelly powder sold at 1,000 rupees. Means almost 1 lakh they are charging. But in India, at the rate of 10,000 to 12,000, we can produce good quantities of the royal jelly. What we prefer here, where the nectar sources are available, so we are getting the honey. But when abundant pollen is available, no nectar is available, those periods are utilized for the royal jelly. When the more pollen is available, so the more bees secrete the royal jelly, so the more production will be there. Beyond the honey season, wherever we have that some pollen sources like coconut orchards, they are very best. Throughout the year you can extract the honey. Almost more than 6 months you can extract the royal jelly. You will not get much honey, but you can breed the colonies. The coconut orchards, within 1 year, 1 colony becomes 4, at least 4. If you are doing anything or not doing also, it will become 4 colonies. And we can do royal jelly and pollen. More better business than the honey in that way. Next. Per day 12 grams. So in one cell, 200 mg to 400 mg is stored in that. And in one box, we are inserting 90 to 120 cells. So per day, 12 grams can be extracted. But when we are having the 60 or 50 beehives in a apiary, if you are doing a day, so in that 50 or 60 bee boxes, you can get 1 to 1.2 kg of the royal jelly. And this whole process of the 50 boxes, we can complete within 1 hour. Only 1 hour you have to spend with them in the 50 boxes. And next, bee venom. Of course, I didn't also work much on the bee venom. Just now it is started promoting this thing. Keep it. This is the bee venom extractor, simply designed in that. It's passing the 6 volts current. Bees are the sustainable for the 9 volts current, so we are giving the 6 volts current. When they are landing on the wires, they get the shock of the 6 volts, then they immediately react and they sting it. In the below that only glass is arranged. On the glass they are stinging, so they are not dying. So whatever the droplet of the bee venom is dropped there, within half an hour the liquid will become a solid thing and we can extract that bee venom. That 1 gram bee venom cost today is also 7,000 to 8,000 rupees. America is ready to buy 50 kgs of the bee venom. Who is producing? Already started 2-3 people in Haryana I promoted, and Andhra also. They are doing something. Per day they are extracting 10 grams or 15 grams in that way. It's a lot of medicinal properties are there. Rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis will be treated only with the bee venom. Multiple sclerosis, there is no treatment in the allopathy. When they are done all the things, they leave it And then America and these people start with the bee sting, bee venom, that the side doses. So many people we know in the CBRT, people are coming and getting the bee venom treatment, and within 3 or 6 months they could walk it. Otherwise, multiple sclerosis patient means they are retained on the bed, they could not do anything in that way. And recently this is proved that breast cancer cells directly injected within 10 minutes, all the blood cancer cells are died, but normal cells are done as it is. This is one student is working with IMRC, she proved that this is a very good this thing. And this is mostly used for the heart also, heart problems also. It dilates your blood. If any time you are doing with the bees, people only doesn't want to do the beekeeping is the only reason I know. Bees will sting, so we don't want to do it. Otherwise, no other reason to reject the bees. If one of the bees is stinging to you also, it's giving very good medicine to you. In the future, you may not get any heart attacks because your cholesterol levels become down. It never allows the blood clotting. Even small clots are dissolved with the bee venom. And another thing, rheumatoid arthritis, you will never get any arthritis. And in COVID also, we never pointed any beekeeper died with the COVID. None of them. Even my husband himself got the COVID in the apiary, and his oxygen level is 52. Nobody doctor was ready to join. No, he's a gone patient, we don't want to. Just we ask that in Guntur, you just give some saline and everything, some antibiotics, gentamicin, and nothing else we need it. Then they give it. Even remedies are also we didn't apply. Within 3 days he recovered. We will bring back to our home. At this stage, only we treated with the honey and pollen. Honey and pollen mix we had given as a nutrition because COVID patient need highly protein food we required, highly carbohydrates to require that, and simple gentamicin was given. That. And none of the beekeeper was, even though they are suffered with that, nobody was died because of this bee venom all there in their body, and this propolis and pollen and honey acts very good antiviral agents also. Next one. Done. So, okay. Another business is that preparing the queen bees. Those who are acquainted with the royal jelly, it is very easy to prepare the queen bees. The quality queen bees. Every beekeeper cannot to produce the beekeeper. When the bees are more increased, they are going to divide 2 colonies. But there is only one queen. Another queen is not there. So how we can divide? Without the queen, the bees cannot sustain. Within 1 month, all the bees will die. Only the queen is not there also. So that queen pecking is also one of the good business. You can do it. And even rearing the colonies. Colony cost already I told 1,500 to 2,500 rupees per one colony. 5 frames of bees with 1 queen we are giving. So this is also a good business. This is, we say that this is one of the product of the hive. We say bee queens also. Next one. So now we are coming into conclusion. So all this, after that, we want to rear the honeybees. Yes, you feel that? Yes. I think so. If it is not like that, my lecture is not efficient in that way. So you want to rear the bees. So where I will get the bees? What are the schemes are available in the government? The Khadi and Village Industries Commission under the MSME, they are providing the honey mission 10 days training program that is free of cost. You will get, and 10 beehives after completing the training, and that is 80% subsidy. Only 20% you have to pay. That approximately they calculate as a 4,000 rupees for one box. So you have to pay 8,000 rupees, and remaining is subsidy. You will get 10 beehives along with the queens and everything. Next slide. Okay, another Spurti cluster is there. If small beekeepers are there in your village, you are preparing some 10 boxes, 5 boxes, 100 or 200 beekeepers are there, come together and make the cluster program. In that you are getting 5 crores rupees of the government scheme is there, 5 crores. Out of that only 10% has to be paid by the IA, remaining 90% is the this thing. Implementing agency have to pay 20% and grant is 80%. No repay also. This is only totally grant, no repay. Next one. In the NABARD have the scheme from 5 colonies to 500 beehives also, but their maximum limit is 88,000. Their subsidy limit is 88,000. If you can buy 100 or 200 or 500, whatever it may, remaining they will finance through the banking. You have to repay in that system. Next slide. And National Bee Board. Kumar sir already told that 500 crore rupees are given by the government for the apiculture development. In the 200 crores are given to the MSME and 200 crores are given to the National Bee Board. National Bee Board is giving the financing the people to get what we can say cluster type of program or further enhancement. But MSME is working with the small beekeepers and the rural employments, whichever are in the rural. They stay in the their own village and they can have their 10 boxes along with the farming. They can do these things. In this, so many programs are there. But here the clause is that you should have a land. In the first slide, I mentioned that it doesn't require any land for the beekeeping, but National Bee Board say that you should have the land. Along with that, you have to produce the land documents. They can give up to the 50 colonies also, and the subsidy is 40%. That is central subsidy. But some of the states are providing another 40% subsidy. Haryana is providing, and some of the states, even northeastern, for northeastern states, it is 80% subsidy. Rest of the country 40%. In rest of the country also, state government somewhere they are giving the 20%, somebody is giving. In Uttarakhand they are giving 90% subsidy. Only 10% they have to pay. All this, next. And quality nucleus stock. In this, once you have become a beekeeper, after 1 year you want to grow that and you want to sell only the beehives. The quality nucleus stock development. In this, the project cost is 30 lakhs, grant is 90%. Only 10% is your, in this you will not get any manpower. You have to do your own job. We are giving the infrastructure. They are providing all the infrastructure. 50% they release in the first year, 25% next year. And target is that you have to prepare the 600 bee colonies first year, second year 700 and 700. But after selling the bee colonies, money is yours only. But you had given a target that you have to do the job. The 600 colonies, they will say for the one of the program is there you have to supply the 600 boxes in this, you have to supply and the money you will get your own. Nothing has to be gone to the National Bee Board. Next one. Equipment manufacturing unit. Somebody, I don't want to do any beekeeping, but I want to do some business. They can prepare that some of the equipments which beehives can be made, the carpenters, and some other people with the honey extractors and some other tool making. Cost is 25 lakhs, maximum support is 18 lakhs. Remaining means they are giving the purchasing the machineries and wood and everything you have to purchase and you have to make it, you have to sell and you have to earn the things. And custom hiring centers. In custom hiring centers is that some of the beekeepers now came up, they are not doing any job. They are keeping their own colonies. They give for the hiring for the pollination only. In Maharashtra, 2-3 people are earned lakhs of rupees within 3 years or 2 years, only with the 50 bee colonies. He is giving the 50 bee colonies, giving for the pollination purpose for the pomegranate for 1 month, after that for sunflower for 1 month and that mustard 1 month. So he is getting total year 5,000 rupees from one box. This for custom hiring center, 1,000 beehives they will provide you, means they provide the cost of that, 75 lakhs rupees, maximum assistance is 56 lakhs rupees. The transportation and everything. It doesn't do anything, just you have to manage some small vehicle, migrate the colonies and bringing back after these things. Next one. Empowerment of women through. Empowerment of women through for the self-help groups are there in the small villages. They are helping with those people preparing the FPOs. They are making the FPOs for the small help group. You want to become a small help group. For that group, they are providing the 20,000 rupees. And any of the scheme you will get the B boxes, and other things are the different tasks. And as a working capital you will get another 50,000 rupees. Only for the working capital, means you are getting the honey and selling and purchasing. For this purpose 50,000, and colonies are given in the another scheme. And next one, specialized beekeeping equipments. Means I already told that royal jelly, bee venom, pollen, if you want to do that, for that purpose project base it is, whatever your project is there, how many lakhs it will be there, it's none of that. Grant is 80%. For the government institutions and NGOs, but if you are individually want to go, it is a 50% grant. They are giving only the 50% grant. N quantity, if you are preparing a 10 lakhs or 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs, there is another scheme also for the honey processing plant and infrastructure also. If you are want to do the business, not beekeeping, just you are buying the honey and selling or exporting for that purpose, you want to install a good honey processing plant also. National Bee Board have these schemes. This is the trading and branding I was saying. Project cost is 30 lakhs, maximum assistance is 20 lakhs. Next. And the TriFed is also working with the beekeeping, these things. They also get a lot of, they are working in the FPOs, farmer producing organizations they are preparing. For that, MarkFed and NDDB is helping that. Now NDDB got authorization for the National Bee Board for promoting the FPOs throughout the India. This year target is 200 FPOs. Only 10 FPOs are done till the date. Next. Thank you very much. I took a lot of the time.
How excited are you after this presentation? So I think she deserves one more round of applause, isn't it? Believe me, if you have to get a consultant of this quality, you would be literally paying through your nose. That's the kind of resource that the government of India has developed through her. Thank you very much, ma'am, for that wonderful presentation. In fact, people who had no idea about what a honeybee is like have gathered all the information that they needed to. But this is just the beginning of a relationship between you and the honeybee. So when you need to know more and do more, here is the lady whom you should contact. Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. And then we have a small memento. I request Shri P.V. Rao garu to go over to the dais and kindly present that. So this memento is from IKON Corporate Services, LLP. There is a book and there is a secret packet that probably contains some bee venom. I'm just joking. Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your kind presence. Is there any honeybee in that, or only flower is there in that? There's only flower in that.
Next time we will expect honey.
Yeah. Now that flower is there, next session bee will come. Yeah.
She's a consultant professional now.
Yeah, she has retired from the government, so she is now available. So if anyone wants her services, please do engage. And ma'am, I'm hoping that she will have time, because I have already engaged her, not for me, of course, for my government as honorary technical advisor. She is also.
Why NDDP also interested here?
NDDB is the Delhi based, that's why I don't want to be there.
Okay, because I'm.
But she doesn't mind coming to Shillong.
Okay. No,
So
what
she
I'm
has
saying
some.
is,
Yeah.
we can take her services for the IKON Corporate Services.
Yes, we can.
And connect to our people.
Absolutely.
And also FPOs, because a lot of FPOs.
Yeah, this is just, as I said, this is just the beginning of a relationship. So thank you very much for everything.
Thank you very much, madam.
And before we move to the next presentation, we want to offer you some royal jelly. Okay, so that is, I think, some light snack has been laid. So kindly have a quick cup of coffee, tea, and whatever jelly is available. And then come back in the next 15 minutes, please. Yeah, thank you very much. We'll take a small break. Seated here, and I'll be doing the moderation maybe. We can take a few questions and then close it. So thank you very much. Can I invite Mrs. Sailaja? I have already briefed you about her, so we know. And your session is loaded. Right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Good evening, all of you. Can I start? Myself, Shailaja, working as Assistant Professor in Forest College and Research Institute. Let me introduce about my college for 2 minutes, with your permission. So, I belongs to Forest Department, Telangana Forest Department. My college is established in 2016. So, we have introduced BSc, MSc and PhD in forestry. We are having some ministries projects also. Recently, I got Integrated Beekeeping Development Center funding from National Bee Board with a budget of 5.2 crores. So why this NBB has given to me? With a motto to increase the number of beekeepers in all the states. This is the first IBDC in Telangana. That can proudly I can say that this is the first IBDC in Telangana to promote, encourage more beekeepers so that we can promote the sustainable development. We can assist the farmers by providing pollination support, and it's like a livelihood income generating activity with we can start beekeeping with landless farmers also, with low investment, low input, low energy, low time. All investment is, everything is low, but returns, if you are doing correctly, scientifically, you will get more returns, high value returns. So beekeeping is so really it's like maniki varame. I can say that. Pollination support untundi, and moreover, we can get high diversified income sources. We can multiply the colony, we can sell them. As already madam said, she is my guru, that I can say, Dr. Lakshmi Rao ma'am. With her support and blessings, I have started this project and I am continuing. As a part of this project, so next slide. So I got this much amount for conduct. So main intention of this National Bee Board is to create infrastructure facility for the farmers and all other stakeholders, entrepreneurs, everyone, women, men, everyone. So common infrastructure should be established at one place, that preferably in government organizations, so that we can encourage more beekeepers. So where we need, there is a difference between basic beekeeping and scientific beekeeping. Basic beekeeping, so from further someone can learn, but they don't know the scientific technology. So many scientists have developed so much research. They have done the research and they have given the output also, but that is not reaching to the farmers, end users. So here we will give the scientific training, scientific beekeeping, Shastriya Paddhatilo, so that with less investment, more returns. So government has given sanction for 7 training programs to me. So where, next slide. So 7 training programs where I can give the scientific training to this 25 farmers per each batch from different districts of the Telangana. Somehow I got calls from the other states also, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh too. I have included them also. Sometimes I have given chance to more than 25 participants also. Altogether, I trained 189 participants out of 7 trainings. We will give to and fro charges to the farmers, stakeholders, and we'll give accommodation, we'll give food and accommodation also. And at the end of 7 days, we'll give certificate. With that certificate, they can start beekeeping. To start their beekeeping, we have established Quality Nucleus Stock Development Center, where we will maintain the quality stock of honeybees. So everyone knows that if you are healthy enough, you will be not be prone to get some diseases and pests, isn't it? So in that way, we will be maintaining quality stock. If you are healthy enough, you will be resistant. So we can reduce the damage, loss by pest and diseases and other predators also. We are supplying this quality, under this Quality Stock Development Center, I got 30 lakhs. So I'll explain in detail also. Total, we have established 10 units at FCRI, supply of quality nucleus stock of honeybees. Second one is honeybee. This is the first honeybee disease diagnostic laboratory. We have doctors and veterinary doctors, we have plant doctors, we have, but we don't have any doctor for diagnosing the diseases of honeybees. So what is the main objective of establishing this bee disease diagnostic laboratory is to maintain quality, to reduce the losses. If you can diagnose the problem in early advanced stage, you can reduce the loss. In that way, we will be helping, we will be maintaining the quality by maintaining the, if anyone is, we will give timely recommendation to the beekeepers based on the diagnosis reports. Mini honey testing laboratory also we have established. Under this unit, we got 100 lakhs, 1 crore. So there is a huge demand. In Hyderabad, we have traders where they will buy honey for 200 rupees per kg and they'll sell it for 600, 700. Our intention is to improve more beekeepers, producers, not trading. In that way, so demand is there, but supply is not there. That's why they are depending on other states, and there is a chance of adulteration also. So they are getting 400 rupees profit per kg. Some poor people, they don't know they are already adulterated also. They are buying adulterated honey, they are selling. Without knowing also some people are doing. But to check that, we have established a honey testing laboratory where we can test the, so do you know what are the other adulterants added to the honey? Anyone can guess? Huh? Inka? People are doing doctorate in this, how to adulterate without getting beetroot syrup, Chinese syrup, sucrose syrup, rice syrup, sugar syrup, everything. So to check that, we have established this honey testing laboratory. If anyone is having any doubt, they can get the sample and get tested at FCRI, Integrated Beekeeping Development Center. So first thing is we need to create awareness to all stakeholders, farmers, women, entrepreneurs. You can start beekeeping without, in addition to your current career, you need not to spend much time. If you are maintaining 50 colonies, once in a week inspection is enough. Early morning, 1 hour time is enough. Only thing is you can hire a person, family person. One person is enough to handle 50 bee colonies. Only thing is you need pollen and nectar. As madam told already, they feed on only nectar and pollen. If flower source is there, you can maintain very properly. If flower source is not there, where to migrate you should know. If you don't know, you come to me, I will give the details also. Flower source, which district, where to migrate, how many migrations, everything, advisories, support, everything will be given by IBDC. So first, so most of the people don't know until I think Lakshmi Madam's class, no one knows about other products, isn't it? Do you agree with me? Yes. Honey base means only product is honey. But main కనిపించింది ఏంటి అంటే pollination support. So pollination, with that pollination support, farmer can get 40 to 80%. In some cases, triple the yield. We can get that much enhancement, both in quality and quantity. For example, in oil seeds, we can increase we'll be growing oil seeds for oil content only, no? So we can increase the oil content 20% also. Quality, size and quality also. In that way, farmer will be getting benefit, yield. We don't know that, but we will be expecting only honey. Honey and other high value products are there. So we will give the training on scientific beekeeping and advanced beekeeping also. How to extract royal jelly, how to extract bee venom, how to extract pollen, everything, processing and marketing. And some people are doing that value addition of honey also. Honey cakes, honey bars, cereals, honey cereals, honey chocolates, honey candies, dry fruits soaked in honey, very much nutritional value. So we are trying substitute to sugar as honey. Okay. So awareness programs. Awareness programs will be organizing state level, district level seminars to the farmers and other stakeholders to create the awareness among the on scientific beekeeping, to improve their livelihood, nutritional security, and for unknowingly they are doing sustainable developmental. They are contributing to the sustainable development also. And sixth one is technology and demonstration impact assessment center. In farmers field this year, we'll be giving pollination support to the farmers for free of cost to test the yield enhancement in their fields. Oil seeds, vegetables, fruits also. Fruits, this time I tried for pomegranate, jamun, lemon, coconut, and vegetables, all creeper vegetables, pandals, tomato also. And oil seeds, October we will get the flowering for sunflower, safflower, mustard, sesame. We'll be trying in that. After that, I'll come with conclusion and I'll publish a paper stating that this much yield enhancement both in quality and quantity. No one has published. Some research papers are there, but in Telangana, no one has published. Center for Honey and other beehive products collection, branding, and marketing. So we will provide a platform for all buyers and sellers. So the producer can sell their products and buyers can approach us. We will give the contacts to the buyers also, both national, international also. And we will be doing Madhukranti portal registration also to get the benefit from the government schemes also. So honey and other byproducts processing unit. We have all infrastructure. I will go in detail also. I'm giving just brief introduction. Beehive products processing unit where we have 100 metric ton capacity processing unit. Producers can get their honey and processed at IBDC on nominal price. If you want to buy processing unit 10 metric tons, 45 lakhs. Everyone cannot afford that price, no? That's why we will provide the facility. It's like a facility center. You can make use of the service from IBDC and you can make the money. And you have to pay the nominal price only. Not only honey, all bee venom. We have 100 bee venom extraction kits. We have 1,000 pollen traps. You can make use of that service. And finally, we have established 20 hectares of bee-friendly gardens so that bees can get the pollen and nectar throughout the year. Main source of food is only pollen and nectar. These are the 10 units we have established at FCRI, IBDC. Next slide. So trainings. When coming to the training, first thing is first we need to create awareness among the farmers. So there is what is the benefits of beekeeping, how to do it, where we can give the scenario of beekeeping in India, abroad, and biology, as madam has covered everything. Biology of bee life cycle, bee food, and what is the caste system, how to maintain seasonal management, how to manage the colony during summer, winter, rainy season, during death period management, everything, migration. Beekeeping is successful with migration only. Wherever flower source is there, we have to migrate the colony. If you want to start a static beekeeping, you won't be successful. So we will be covering everything, how to manage the pests and diseases, how to collect the samples for diagnosis, bee disease diagnosis, how to manage the colonies during off-season, what are the bee-friendly plants, what are the government schemes, you can avail the financial assistance. And practically, that one is Serrana, this one is Mellifera. We will be doing maintaining 2 colonies. We are maintaining 500 colonies at IBDC, where you can get the nucleus stock or nominal price. Next. First training we got from 8 districts. Total I have completed 7 trainings. Next. Next. Same. Next. Third training. So from Government of India we have instruction that we need to complete the training in 3 months after the approval of the project. So we have completed very fast. We have to give, first we will give paper ad. We'll give contact numbers. People who are interested in getting this training, they have to call and register their names. Once 25 is completed, we will stop and we will call for training. We'll give everything. Next. With that certificate, so they can avail the benefit from KVIC also. So we will be conducting this state level seminar, district level seminar, and we will call KVIC directors, NABARD directors for financial assistance. So their KVIC person has promised me to give 30 beekeepers with 10 beehives per each beekeeper, total 300 beehives free of cost to the farmers from our trainees. And we requested 50 more also. 18th is the last date. I'll share the document and the advertisement also. If anyone is interested, you can also apply through online. Next. 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 We will give 5 boxes to each trainee during this training period. They have to maintain, they have to divide the colony, they have to multiply to 10 during the training period. Early morning 6 to 7. We'll give accommodation at a hostel itself. Early morning 6 to 7, one inspection. We should not open same box every day. Otherwise it will get disturbed and colony will get swarmed. So we'll give 5 boxes. So every day they have to open another box. They should not disturb the same box every day. But they have to inspect every colony. I mean, every day they have to inspect one colony. Next. This is district level seminars where we will invite all the funding sources. Their trainees are well equipped with technical support. Then they need financial assistance. Rich people can afford, but poor farmers can't afford. They'll look for the financial assistance from the government. So we'll call this government officials, where the NABARD and KVIC, and we will show I have written the project proposal to NABARD also for self-help groups, for women especially. So that is in pipeline, hope we get it. So they'll be giving their schemes. Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Scheme. So everyone will heard of that. 20 lakhs is the limit for establishing this beekeeping, and they are giving for apiary equipment manufacturing unit also there, and more processing unit also they are giving. You can scheme details, sir. Rural background, SC, ST and women category, they can avail 35% subsidy. If it is urban background, 25%. Others, rural background, 25 only, and men and OC community, BC community. Whereas urban, only 15% subsidy is available. Next. We have conducted 3 district level seminars. So, we have invited all the expertise in beekeeping. Next. First day will be seminar, second day will be field visit. So, quality nucleus stock. Under this 30 lakhs, we have purchased 500, we are maintaining as of now 500 bee colonies, queen excluder. So, honey harvesters, gloves, smokers, these are the basic bee tools which are required to start beekeeping. If you want to start beekeeping, you can approach us. We will give, outside they are giving at 6,000 and 7,000. Where this is IBDC sponsored by the National Bee Board, you will be getting at lesser price only. Next. These are the basic tools. So first one is queen excluder, brood chamber and super chamber. So in the middle we will keep this queen excluder. Brood chamber should not enter into the super chamber. Generally we have to collect the honey from the super chamber only. Second one is knife used for uncapping the honey to harvest the honey. This one is brush. For doing this harvesting, we need to give small jerk so that bees will go into the beehive and frame will be free from the bees. After that, if at all 1 or 2 of bees are there, we need to brush it. After removing all bees, please ensure that no bees is there. After that only we need to go for the uncapping of that frame. Then you can use next previous one. That is gloves and apiary site you can see. That's a queen cell which is used for the queen rearing, and J tool to open. So because of that propolis, so it will stick to the frame, will stick to the beehive. So to open that frame for harvesting, we need to use that J tool. That is pollen trap. So madam has explained about that pollen, how it is collecting and storing in the pollen baskets. So scientists have designed this pollen trap to trap the pollen already collected by the bee. So it will give small hole so that only bees can enter into that hole. Through it will be kept near the entrance hole. Only bee can enter. That pollen can't be enter. So it will come down. So under that one tray will be there. That will be collected in tray and we have to collect, dried and store it. This collected pollen we can store it for our use, and whenever this lean period is there, pollen source is not there, you can make it powder and you can feed with bees. Some people what they are doing, they are giving chana powder, besan as a pollen source, which is not ethical also. But somehow they want to make some money out of that. Instead of that, you can give this pollen, already collected pollen. So during the Rabi season, we'll get the amount of pollen. So that is sufficient for the bee, and alternate day we can collect the bee pollen. One day we can leave it to the bees to survive. One day we can collect and store it. We can use it during dearth period. So this is a harvester, down one. Because of that centrifugal force, after uncapping we have to keep the frames in the harvester. After rotating that, because of that centrifugal force, we can extract the honey, we can filter it, we can bottle it. So that is bee suit. to protect from bee sting. Smoker to generate smoke, that is bee wheel, only face. Some people are having some allergic reaction to the bee venom, swelling, itching, some pain. So better to use bee wheel before going to the bees. Next. So this is a bee disease diagnostic laboratory. I have video but unable to play it. Can you? No? I'll share that video. We have 1 minute, 1.5 minute video only. I'll share. So main objective is to provide timely recommendations. If you are getting timely recommendation, you can reduce the loss, isn't it? That is our intention. So if you can find any difference in the colony, if it is not healthy enough, you can send the sample. We will during training period, we will give the training how to send the sample also. So based on the diagnosis report, we will give recommendations and treatment also. Next. So we have celebrated World Bee Day on May 20 every year. So this year we have celebrated 2023. We have inaugurated our lab also, bee disease diagnostic laboratory. Next. We have densitometer, polarimeter, refractometer, tintometer, microscope, rheometer, homogenizer, coefficient titrator. So this is for mixing the samples and testing the basic parameters of the honey. So we have 3 regional honey testing laboratories, one at Gujarat, another one is at IIHR, Bangalore, another one IARI, 4th one they sanctioned to Haryana also, Ramnagar, Kurukshetra. So where they will test the all NMR and everything. Full regional testing laboratories are there, funded by National Bee Board. So if you can pay 2,000, they'll give the test. Next. Honey and other beehive products. Under this, we got nearly 2.8 crores. We have purchased honey processing unit. So here I can say that automatic comb foundation mill, where so generally will be construction of house is time taking, but here Hyderabad we can get ready to occupy house for sale, like that only. We'll give CF sheets to the bees so that it will start laying eggs, start storing honey and pollen, bee bread, everything. So we can save, by introducing this CF sheets, we can save 1 month time to the bees. So that's why scientific beekeeping differentiating from this basic is, we are giving scientific way of doing the beekeeping by introducing this CF comb foundation sheet, that is a wax sheet, hexagonal cells sheet, ready to, it's like ready to occupy house. So worker bees start collecting, storing pollen, nectar, honey, and where queen bee starts laying eggs. So each sheet costs 30 rupees only, but we can save 1 month time. For constructing that sheet, these workers will consume 7 to 10 kg of honey. That also we can save. Here we can, in scientific way of beekeeping, we will be doing the queen bee rearing, where if you are having fresh mated queen with you, you can divide your colony. So 4 frames of workers can be divided to shifted to another empty beehive with CF sheets, fresh mated queen with mated queen. So we can start, within second day it will start laying eggs. So we can within 1 month you can develop the colony also. So 1 we can make into 2. So you should know about CF sheets usage and queen bee rearing. Then you can multiply. Until this all can be done with the flower source only. If you are not having a flower source, you can't do anything. We have automatic foundation mill also, manual mill also for Serrana and Mellifera. Wax processing tank, everything. So we will be giving training for next, I have proposed for 10 trainings. Out of 10, 5 are for scientific beekeeping and 5 for advanced training like queen bee rearing, and extraction of high value products from beehive. So next, whenever it is sanctioned, I'll inform to your group. Anyone interested, you can come. Otherwise also I am ready to support you all, but I can't afford that food, accommodation, to and fro charges I can't give, because if government sanctions, I'm ready to give. Generally people, some people are asking why you are giving to others, not to me, like that. You can come whenever you want to come. During working days, holidays, my team will be working every day. So they are dealing with 500 bee colonies. They can't take rest. Shift wise, they will be working every day. Any one of my staff will be there. I'll be there during holidays also. No problem. You can approach me. You can train. You can deal with. I'll give 5 boxes or 10 boxes. You can handle. You can multiply. Then you can gain the experience. Then you can start at your place. I'll provide the quality stock also. I'll provide that bee tools also on nominal price only, and I'm there to provide the market also, and any advisories, disease management, everything. So I want to promote beekeepers in Telangana and Andhra also. Some people are coming from Andhra also. I have approached Cortivia director Ramesh Garu. So during this HICIA Expo, he has promised me to give this pollination support to our college only this time. So they are hiring 4,500 boxes every year in the month of November ending to January, 45 days period. 4,500 into 1,500. That much money they are giving to Maharashtra, Andhra people. I told this time my people will be doing. You can please support us. So that they'll be getting some extra income for seed production, especially sunflower, mustard. Did you get my point? Yes. We have next slide. We have started this. Maybe in 3 years we can provide the pollen and nectar throughout the year in my ABDC for at least 50, 100 boxes. Next.
What are the plants you are planting?
So, jamun, moringa, and red sanders, but it is not flowering too early, but future purpose, and papaya, danima, citrus, all citrus species, vegetables, pulses, red gram, and oil seeds, sesame, sunflower, safflower also, mustard, safflower also I tried, sir. Mustard, and forestry species, Dalonix, Peltophorum, border crops I have planted that also, sir. So Ashoka, Saraka Ashoka, which is having high medicinal value, I planted that also to preserve the germplasm also, sir. Yes, sir. We have selected 20. We will be keep on adding that to. Just we completed only 3 hectares, sir. We will be completing by the year end. So we are providing this. So this farmer is a bee mustard breeder, sir. We have provided pollination support. This person, he has is 20 to 40%. One plot 20% yield enhanced, sir. So another plot he has shown 33% yield enhancement. Maybe because of that poor management of bee colony. Otherwise he will get 40% yield enhancement as per reports. Next. As I mentioned, we have collection, Center for Collection, honey and other beehive products collection, branding, marketing and branding center. So we will help you in creating your brand also, promoting your brand and marketing your product. After my training with 189 participants, trainees, I have encouraged 37 beekeepers to start their beekeeping activity with the around 490 beehives. Within 3 months of establishment, that is my achievement. Thank you. Next. Sir, registering in Madhukranti portal, they are classifying the states based on the number of beekeepers. Low potential, medium potential, high potential. But they have to classify based on the pollen and nectar source. They are not classifying based on that. So I am encouraging the beekeepers to register. So there is some nominal price, sir, 490, around 500. So if anyone is having 10 beehives, they can register in the Madhukranti. So what are the benefits, you know? So this person, beekeeper, they can avail the 50% subsidy from the NBB. So I have supported one lady from Hyderabad. I have given the project report also. She got customizing center project approval from the government. Likewise, 50% subsidy only. If it is government organization, they'll get 100% subsidy, sir. If it is NGO or any FPO, they'll get 75% subsidy for all the projects. So in addition to this, out of my interest, I am giving awareness programs to the young minds to save bees, which helps in sustainable development by providing pollination support, so that in future generation will get exposure. No, I am giving school children and college diploma students, PJT SAU and Koti Women's College also. Next. Next, it's Koti Women's College. So diploma students from PJT SAU. So actually this has to be taken up by the Agriculture Department and Horticulture Department, Agriculture University, Horticulture University. Yes, I can't say that. Being an entomologist, after getting into the service, 2018, I started my career in FCRI. So, being forest entomologist, that is new to me. I am from agriculture entomology, but I am doing job in forest entomology. No job to me. They'll say each and every organism has equal right to live in the biosystem, ecosystem. You should not kill anything. Pest, that may be pest to your agriculture crop, not to our forestry. They won't allow me to go for any, if not organic, botanicals also they won't apply. So no job to me. Then I looked into what I had to do. No classes, no only I have only one unit, 4 classes, 4 theory, 4 practical. That's it. Entire year. After that I will be free only. So people will feel like she's lazy fellow, she's not doing anything. No class, she's enjoying. Then I felt very bad. I was busy in ICR institutes. Then I looked into productive side of entomology, beekeeping. This is a big project in my college. 5.2 crores. I am very happy, fully satisfied by giving training awareness to the young minds. Next. All agriculture people, horticulture people, department people are coming to my college for getting this training. Next.
Cross bordering.
Sir?
This is cross bordering.
So I am giving training to forest department trainees also, sir. FSOs, forest beat officers, low level staff, sir, forest beat officers and forest range officers also. Range officers means equivalent to CI cadre, sir, police department. Next. Forest department trainees. After getting their job, they have to undergo this training in academy, forest academy. They'll come for training. No one knows about, only they know, everyone know about honey only until come to FCRI. After that, they'll know about everything. Next. So NIMSME people also approached me to get the awareness program to my IBDC. So we have trained 40 people. Next. KVIC people also, they called me for giving awareness to the tribal people. I am not only in IBDC, Mulugu FCRA, whenever whoever calls me to some other place also, I am going and just creating awareness to the rural people also, tribal people in Nagar Karnool. Sunday, that was Sunday, like today. Next. So voluntarily these women organizations approached me to conduct this awareness camp to the rural women. So they were so happy and they started also beekeeping. Next. Women self-help groups also. So PJTSU people have approached me to conduct the training on apiculture. They came to our campus and we gave the training, 2 days training. Next. We have participated, this is a branding, promotion. We need to, some people what they are doing now, in mango orchards, some other orchards, they'll keep beehives near the road so that whoever going on the road, they'll see the beehive, oh, this is organic. So they'll buy. Generally, we won't keep beehives on road. We should not get disturbed. Bees should not get disturbed by any traffic and anything. They're doing market only. Please, please ensure that quality. Whenever you are buying honey, is it pure or not? Where it is coming from? Don't see the glossy label, stylish jar, quality. Where it is coming from, you have to see. Source. Which pollen, which garden it is coming. అయిపోయిందా? Okay. చాలా త్వరగా అయిపోయింది. మేడం మొత్తం కవర్ చేశారు, సార్ ఇంకొద్దిగా కవర్ చేశారు. నాకు ఏమీ లేదు చెప్పడానికి. చిన్న పిల్లని చేసి మోసం చేశారు ఇద్దరు.
his name, income tax officers may please note down this. So you're already in the hit list. Yeah, thank you. From this side, anybody?
మేడం నా పేరు చంద్రశేఖర్ అండి. అది ఇందాడ మనం వెజిటబుల్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయండి మాకు ఫార్మింగ్. సో దాంట్లో మనం ఇది ఎంతవరకు యూస్ఫుల్ అవుద్ది ఇన్ కేస్ అక్కడ పెస్టిసైడ్స్ని
ఎవరికి మీరు క్వశ్చన్ అడ్రస్ చేస్తున్నారు కూడా చెప్పండి. లక్ష్మి గారికి, శైలజ గారికి?
శైలజ గారికి అంటే ప్రాక్టికల్గా కాబట్టి.
ఓకే
ఓకే. సో మీరు ఎలా సజెస్ట్ చేస్తారు ఏంటి ఒకసారి?
వెజిటేబుల్స్లో మనకి ఈల్డ్ కూడా బాగా పెరుగుతుందండి. కాకరకాయ, బీరకాయ, అన్ని క్రీపర్స్ అన్నీ కూడా, ఈ ఇంకా టొమాటో, బ్రింజాల్, చిల్లీ, వీటన్నిటికీ ఈల్డ్ ఎన్హాన్స్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది. మన ఫ్రూట్ సైజ్ కూడా పెరుగుతుంది.
ఓకే.
సో వీల్ సజెస్ట్ 2 to అంటే డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ ది ఫ్లవర్ 2 to 8 boxes per acre.
ఓకే.
ఆన్ అన్ యావరేజ్ యూ కెన్ కీప్ 5 boxes అండి. బట్ ఫ్లవరింగ్ టైంలో పెట్టాలి. పెస్టిసైడ్స్, నాట్ ఓన్లీ పెస్టిసైడ్స్, నో కెమికల్స్, ఫర్టిలైజర్స్, హెర్బిసైడ్స్, ఫంగిసైడ్స్ ఏది స్ప్రే
అంటే యాక్చువల్గా నేను పెస్టిసైడ్స్కి ఎగ్నెస్టే, బట్ కాంట్ బట్ పొజిషన్లో
మీది ఎన్ని ఎకరాలు ఉందండి?
16 acres ఉందండి.
16 acres అంటే మధ్యలో పెట్టండి. ఫ్లవర్ సోర్స్ ఉంటే అవి విత్ ఇన్ ద సోర్సే తిరుగుతుంది. ఫ్లవర్ సోర్స్ లేనప్పుడు ఇట్ విల్ క్రాస్ యువర్ బౌండరీస్ అండ్ గెట్ ఇన్ టు ది అదర్ ఫీల్డ్స్ వేర్ దే విల్ స్ప్రే పెస్టిసైడ్స్. So you can protect by keeping your bee hives inside middle lo మధ్యలో పెట్టండి.
Okay.
So bees can move up to maximum 2 to 3 kilometers. అది కూడా maximum 1 kilometer లోపలనే వెళ్తుంది maximum, minimum అంటే ఇంక అంతలోనే చేసుకుంటుంది. ఫ్లవర్ సోర్స్ లేనప్పుడు కొద్దిగా క్రాస్ అవుతుంది.
సో ఇప్పుడు ఒకటి మీరు చెప్పినట్టు మనము అది పెస్టిసైడ్స్ వేసినప్పుడు ఆ 24 hours బయటికి రాకుండా ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ మేనేజ్ దెన్ ఇట్స్.
యూ వాంట్ టు యాడ్ ఎనీథింగ్ మ్యామ్ టు దిస్?
మేడం
ఒకటి ఏంటంటే మీరు ఫ్లవరింగ్ సీజన్లో పెస్టిసైడ్ చేయొద్దు.
ఓకే.
ఫ్లవరింగ్ అయిపోయినాక ఫ్రూటింగ్ టైంలో చేయాలంటే చేయొచ్చు, బిఫోర్ దట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఎందుకంటే ఫ్లవర్ మీదకి వెళ్ళవు కాబట్టి అప్పుడు.
ఓకే.
ఇంకోటి రెండోది చేయాలి అనుకున్నప్పుడు బీ సేఫ్ పెస్టిసైడ్ చెప్పారు కదా ఇందాక, గ్రీన్ ఎల్లో కలర్ ఉంటాయి,
ఓకే,
అవి వాడండి.
అంటే ఫ్లవరింగ్ టైంలో మనం యూస్ చేసి పెస్టిసైడ్స్
చేయకూడదు. ఇంకా చేయాలి అనుకుంటే మీరు ఈవినింగ్ 4 o'clock తర్వాత స్ప్రే చేయండి. బీస్ లోపలికి వస్తాయి.
ఓకే.
సో బీస్ అన్ని లోపలికి వచ్చినాక మనం గేట్ మూసేస్తాము, మీరు స్ప్రే చేస్తారు. 24 hours దాన్ని ఓపెన్ చేయకుండా ఉంటే నెక్స్ట్ డే ఆ బ్లూమైన్ ఫ్లవర్స్ మీద ఉండే పెస్టిసైడ్ బీస్ కలెక్ట్ చేయండి. ఇంకా రెండో రోజుకి ఆ పూలు రాలిపోతాయి. సో దాని ఎఫెక్ట్ కూడా తగ్గిపోతుంది అన్నమాట. 24 hours తర్వాత మళ్ళీ సాయంత్రం మీరు తీసేసారనుకోండి, సాయంత్రం ఎలాగో వెళ్ళకాటి మళ్ళీ తెల్లారు
నెక్స్ట్ డేకి వెళ్తాయి.
సో దట్ 36 hours దే ఆర్ గెటింగ్ అవాయిడెడ్ టు ద పెస్టిసైడ్.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ, ఎక్సలెంట్.
ఇంకోటి కుకుంబర్స్ లాంటి అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఉన్నాయి కదా, కాకర, దోస, ఇవన్నీ తీగల్లాగా పాకేవి ఉన్నాయి. వాటిలో మేల్ ఫ్లవర్స్, ఫీమేల్ ఫ్లవర్స్ డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటాయి. ఫీమేల్ ఫ్లవర్స్ పాలినేట్ అయితేనే మీకు ఫ్రూట్ సెట్టింగ్ అవుతుంది. దానికి బీస్ చాలా అవసరం అనమాట. కాకరకాయల్లో మహారాష్ట్రలో ఒక అతను పెట్టాడు, 50 కిలోలు వచ్చే కాకరకాయ 200 కిలోలు వచ్చినాయి. ఎక్కడ అమ్మాలో కూడా అర్థం కాలేదు. ఈవెన్ ఫ్రూట్ సైజ్ పెరుగుతుంది, చాలా డిఫరెన్షియేషన్ ఉంటుంది. కంపల్సరీ మీరు అన్ని వాటర్ మెలన్ కానీ కుకుంబర్స్ ఏదైనా సరే అవును హ్యాండ్ పాలినేషన్ చేస్తారు. అవును, దీన్ని మీరు బీస్ పెట్టుకుంటే చాలా బాగా పెరుగుతుంది. వాటిట్లో మీకు పెద్దగా పెస్టిసైడ్స్ కూడా వాడుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉండదు. మన బీర తప్పించి కతిమా కుకుంబర్స్లో మీకు అసలు ఉండదు. దోసలో ఎవరు పెద్దగా కాకరలో కూడా పెద్దగా వాడక్కర్లేదు. అది ఫ్రూట్ సెట్ అయిన తర్వాతే దాని మీద ఒక డిసీజ్ వస్తుంది, పురుగు వస్తుంది. టైంలో అసలు చేయొద్దు. ఓకే. మీకు అక్కడ ఏం ఫ్లవరింగ్ ఉంచాలి అనుకుంటే కనుక మీరు చేయాల్సింది అదే, ఈవినింగ్ క్లోజ్ చేసేయటం, స్ప్రే చేసుకోవటం, ఒక రోజంతా ఉంచి రెండో రోజు దాంట్లో రెడ్ కలర్ది అస్సలు స్ప్రే చేయొద్దు మీరు. ఇంకా కావాలంటే మీరు బయోపెస్టిసైడ్స్ కూడా వెళ్ళచ్చు. బయోపెస్టిసైడ్స్లో కూడా హార్మ్ఫుల్ ఉంది. నీమ్ ఆయిల్ వాడితే 0.5% వాడాలి, అంతకన్నా ఎక్కువైతే లార్వా చనిపోతుంది. బీస్ చచ్చిపోగానే లార్వా చనిపోతుంది దానిలో వచ్చే నెక్టార్ నుంచి. మీరు కాంగ్రెస్ గ్రాస్లో స్ప్రే చేస్తే 1% లార్వాకి హామ్ అవుతుంది. అది కూడా అంటే LD50 అని ఇస్తారనమాట, ఎంత లీదల్ టెస్ట్ ఎంత రేషియోలో ఉంటాయి అనే దానికి. నీమ్ ఆయిల్కి 0.5%, మీరు కాంగ్రెస్ గ్రాస్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ అయితే 1%. సేఫ్.
అమ్మ ఒక ప్రశ్న, మన పపాయ ఉంది కదా, పపాయలో మేల్ ప్లాంట్స్ ఫీమేల్ ప్లాంట్స్ సెపరేట్గా ఉంటాయి. మేల్ ప్లాంట్స్కి ఏమో ఫ్లవరింగ్ ఉంటుంది, అందులో నెక్టర్ ఇదంతా ఉంటుందా? కాదు, మేల్ ఫీమేల్ ఉంటుంది కదా ప్లాంట్. మేల్ ప్లాంట్కి బోల్డ్ ఎంత ఫ్లవరింగ్ వస్తుంది, ఫీమేల్ ప్లాంట్కి అసలు ఫ్లవరింగ్ ఉండదు కానీ కాయ వస్తుంది. అదేంటో విచిత్రం.
ఫ్లవరింగ్ ఉంటుంది,
ఏదో కనపడుతుంది,
పువ్వు వస్తుంది, ఆ పువ్వు
కాయ అయిపోతుంది.
అది ఫర్టిలైజేషన్ అయినా అవ్వకపోయినా పప్పాయలో ఫ్రూటింగ్ అవుతుంది. అందుకని సీడ్లెస్ పప్పాయ వచ్చేది అదే ప్రాబ్లం అనమాట. అది పెరిగంతే గ్రో అవుతుంది కాబట్టి దానిలో సీడ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఉన్నా లేకపోయినా పప్పాయ వచ్చేస్తుంది.
ఇది అది కాదు, ఫార్మర్స్ ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఈ మేల్ ప్లాంట్స్ తీసేస్తారు. ఓకే, సో దేర్ ఇస్ నో యూస్ ఫర్ దట్, బట్ ఇన్ దట్ హోల్ ప్లాంటేషన్ దేర్ ఇస్ హార్డ్లీ ఎనీ మేల్ ప్లాంట్. ఉంచుతారా? కాదు, బట్ అందులో నెక్టర్ ఉంటుందా అసలు? ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో దట్ హ్యాస్ సమ్ వాల్యూ. Okay, right. Just a curious question. Someone from that side, please. I thought you raised the hand, or you were scratching your head. Okay. Suma, use the mic, please. ఎవరికో చెప్పండి క్వశ్చన్. లక్ష్మి
మేడం, ఇప్పుడు కోకోనట్ దాంట్లో పాలినేషన్ కి బాగా ఉంటుందన్నారు. ఎరికే దాంట్లో కూడా సేమ్ అండి?
అవును, ఎరెకా నట్ లో కూడా మీకు పాలినేషన్ బాగా ఉంటుంది. ఇంకోటి పోలెన్ కూడా బాగా వస్తుంది. రీసెంట్ రీసెర్చ్ ఏంటంటే ఎరెకా నట్ పోలెన్ కి చాలా యాంటీబయాటిక్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఉన్నాయని, ఇన్ ద ఫ్యూచర్ దట్ పోలెన్ మే బి సోల్డ్ ఎట్ 4,000 రూపీస్ రేట్ అంటున్నారు. పేటెంట్ కి అప్లై చేశారు దానికోసం. సో ఎరెకా నట్ ఒక్క దాంట్లో బాగా పోలెన్ దొరుకుతుంది బీస్కి. ఒక్కలు అంటే కాయలు, దాన్ని కట్ చేస్తే పోక చెక్క, పోక చెక్క అంటారు.
ఇప్పుడు మేడం ఇంకొక చిన్న డౌట్ అండి. ఇప్పుడు బీ సేఫ్ పెస్టిసైడ్స్ అంటున్నారు, కాకపోతే చుట్టుపక్కల ఫార్మర్స్ మీద ఎట్లాంటి కంట్రోల్ ఉండదు.
అవును,
అది దాని మీద ఇంకా అంతే.
అదే అందుకని ఏం చెప్తామంటే, మీరు ఒక చోట ఏదైనా బీస్ పెట్టుకున్నప్పుడు పంచాయతీ ఆఫీస్లో జస్ట్ ఒక ఇంట్రొడక్టరీ లెక్చర్ లాగాను హౌ దే ఆర్ హెల్పింగ్ టు ద ఫార్మర్స్, అవి మీకు ఏమి హెల్ప్ చేస్తాయి బీస్, ఆ బీస్కి మీరు వేయాలనుకున్నప్పుడు మనం ఏం చెయ్యాలి అనేది నేర్పుతాం అనమాట. ఒక 1 hour ఈవినింగ్ 6 to 7, 5 to 6 ఫార్మర్స్ అందరు ఫ్రీగా ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒక లెక్చర్ ఉంటుంది. దాంట్లో మీరు బీస్ పెట్టినప్పుడు ఇలా ఎవరి చేతని చెప్పించారనుకోండి, వాళ్ళకి తెలుస్తుంది ఆ బీస్ వలన మనకి లాభమే కానీ నష్టం కాదు అని. ఇంకోటి, మీరు స్ప్రే చేసుకునేటప్పుడు ముందుగా ఇంటిమేట్ చేయండి, నేను ఇవాళ స్ప్రే చేస్తున్నాను అబ్బాయి అని చెప్తే మేము గేట్లు మూసేసుకుంటాము. అది తెల్లారి ఒక రోజంతా ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి దాని ఎఫెక్ట్ పోతుంది. వాళ్ళకి చెప్పేటప్పుడు లెక్చర్లో ఇది కూడా అడ్వైస్ చేస్తాము, మీరు ఆ రెడ్ లేబుల్ ఉన్నాయి అస్సలు వాడకండి, అంటే యూ గో ఫర్ ద గ్రీన్ అండ్ ఎల్లో అనేది. లేదు అంటే దానికి షట్టర్ అంటే పెద్దగా ఏముండదు, దానికి చిన్న గేట్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ చిన్న గేట్ మూసేస్తాం మనం వెళ్ళేది, దాని లోపల నీళ్లు ఉంటే సరిపోతుంది అనమాట, ఇంకేం అక్కర్లేదు వాడికి 24 hours. లేదు అవే తినేస్తూ ఉంటాయి అనమాట. ఒక 2 days కూడా పర్వాలేదు. లేదు మరి డ్రై సీజన్ అనుకుంటే కొంచెం నీళ్లు పెడతాం, కొంచెం వేసవికాలం అయితే నీళ్లు ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాం.
యూ షుడ్ నాట్ యూజ్ పర్ఫ్యూమ్స్, దానికి నచ్చదు, దాని దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళొద్దు.
నచ్చదు కాదు, ఇష్టం అనమాట,
అటాక్ చేస్తుంది. Not like that. No age, no gender.
బీస్ కి ఎగనెస్ట్ గా ఉంటాయండి, వాటి తినేయడానికి కొన్ని బల్లులు పాములు అట్లాంటివి ఏమైనా వస్తాయి?
వస్తాయి సార్.
అది మన జాగ్రత్త పెట్టుకోవాలి.
బల్లులు, కప్పలు,
ఓహో, కప్పలు కూడా
ఎలుకలు,
వస్తాయి.
పాములు
అన్నీ వస్తాయి.
ఖాళీ ఉంటే అన్నీ వస్తాయి. అంటే ఇప్పుడు క్వాలిటీ బీ హైవ్ లేదనుకోండి,
అవును
చెక్క, తుమ్మది అలాంటి వాడినప్పుడు కొద్దిగా మెలి తిరుగుతుంది కదా సార్,
అవును బాక్స్.
అప్పుడు గ్యాప్ వస్తుంది. అప్పుడు దాంట్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయి మంచిగా పాము కూడా పడుకుంటది.
అమ్మో,
అందుకని మంచి బీ హైవ్
వేరే వెనం వస్తుంది ఇప్పుడు, బీ వెనం రాకుండా.
అది కాస్ట్లీ కాదు సార్,
అది కాస్ట్లీ
బీ వెనమే కాస్ట్లీ.
ఓకే ఓకే.
I just want to ask maybe one or two last questions. Is there anybody else who wants to say something, ask something? Yeah, please.
Commercial viability of the project, how the DPR of various projects, small level, middle level, maximum level, and various funding subsidy, grant from the government, banks, etc. Where do you get all the information? You said some website or something will get?
దాంట్లో వాళ్ళు గైడ్ లైన్స్ ఇచ్చారు, ఫార్మెట్ ఇచ్చారు, ఏ ఫార్మెట్ లో చేయాలి అనేది. ఇంకా మీకు డీటెయిల్ గా కావాలంటే షీ ఈజ్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ ఇన్ ప్రిపేరింగ్ ద డిపిఆర్.
Okay, we will disturb you frequently for this.
ఆవిడ చాలా బాగా చేస్తారు, నేను చేస్తాను డిపిఆర్. కానీ
And first of all, educating the people to bring them to this fold, we have to tell them these are the available, etc. Thank you.
So please note that she is already, probably she must have already a stock of DPRs. So if there are any young boys and girls who want to get into this, so please tell them to contact her, or you please contact her and collect draft copies of it, prepare it, show it to her, let her vet, and then submit it to the bank or something like that, or B board or whatever it is. So that should be one of the services that you should give to the people who seek your service. అలవాటైపోయింది బాగా. Wonderful.
If we have to place these beehives in a coconut orchard, like say per acre, or like how many acres can we have these boxes, like
Okay,
effective coverage?
The units basically.
Yes,
how
yes.
many units per acre? That's what you're asking.
Yes.
If it's a coconut orchard.
Actually, bees goes 1 kilometer radius.
Okay.
So your land may be 1 acre or 2 acre, doesn't make any sense of that. In that village 1 kilometer radius, how much area is cultivated the coconut? If more than 50 acres land is cultivated by the coconut, you can maintain 100 colonies.
Okay.
Throughout the year, there is no need of migration or nothing. You can keep the colonies there, you can produce the pollen, you can produce royal jelly, you can produce the colonies.
Yeah, there is a mix of coconut and palm oil, then cocoa and arecanut.
West Godavari and East Godavari district.
Exactly.
Some citrus is also there. Lemons are also cultivated in between that. Very good place.
So throughout the year,
throughout the year you can get it.
Okay, thank you.
Our apiary is there in Vijayra. We never migrate.
Okay.
From 30 years, the same place our apiary is there. Vijayra, West Godavari district. Vijayra, Elur pakkane. ఊరంతా కోకోనట్ ఉంటుంది. అమలాపురము అన్నీ చాలా బాగుంటాయి అసలు.
Okay, then I mean we have a coconut orchard, so I think we will definitely be.
Can go
Thank you.
Even coconut production is increased. Even the plant in one bunch you are having the 25 or 30 coconuts. With the bees you will getting the 50 or 75 up to 75 coconuts in one bunch in one spadex. High yield. So Vijayra, everybody knows that. Everybody say you keep in our farm, you keep in our farm, you keep in our farm like that.
Does it influence cocoa production also?
No, not much. The bees are not visiting on the cocoa.
Okay. So
But,
coconut and arecanut is.
Coconut, arecanut, palm oil, and
లెమన్, నిమ్మ చెట్లు అక్కడ అంతా ఉండే. ఇదివరకు కుంకుడు ఉండేది బాగా అటువైపు, ఇప్పుడు అంతా కొట్టేశారు అందరు.
Actually, we were planning the cocoa interplantation.
మొత్తం అడవి, కుంకుడు అడవి అండి. కుంకుడు అడవి కొట్టేసి విజయరాయంతో ఈ కోకోనట్ వేసారు. ఒక 50 ఏళ్ళ కిందట అంత అడవి అదంతా. ఇప్పుడు అది కుంకుడు తేనె, మంచి తేనె వచ్చేది మాకు, అంతా పోయింది. లేదు లేదు, బాగుంటుంది, చాలా బాగుంటుంది. అరే ఇప్పుడు కర్ణాటకలో
స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. సో నేను కొంచెము కోట్ అవుతుందా 4 acres మేడం.
డ్రాగన్ ఫ్రూట్లో ఫ్రూట్ పింక్ చాలా ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది మీకు. ఒక చెట్టుకి, మా ఫ్రెండ్ వాళ్ళ ఇంట్లో టెర్రస్లో ఒక చెట్టు ఉంది, వాళ్ళు ఒక పెట్టుకుంటే ప్రతి సంవత్సరం 10 కాయలు 12 కాయలు కాసేది. 10 కాయలు 12 కాయలు కాసేది. ఈ సంవత్సరం 50 కాయలు కాసింది ఆ చెట్టు. అంటే పాలినేషన్ బాగా అవుతుంది, ఫ్రూట్ క్వాలిటీ పెరుగుతుంది మీకు. అక్కడ పెట్టుకోవడానికి చుట్టుపక్కల వరి కాబట్టి లేదు అనుకుంటే డ్రాగన్ ఫ్రూట్ ఫ్లవరింగ్ టైంలో తెచ్చి పెట్టుకోండి 4-5 పెట్లు, మళ్ళీ వేరే చోట పెట్టుకోవచ్చు తీసుకెళ్ళాలి. అదే పాసిబిలిటీ ఏంటంటే బీస్ తోట అదే అనమాట. మీకు ఇంకో చోట దానిమ్మ తోట ఉందనుకోండి, అది పూలు వచ్చినప్పుడు అక్కడ పెట్టుకోండి, ఇక్కడ తోటలో వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ, ఇంకో తోటలో వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇంకో తోటలో, అలా.
ఇంకొకటి మేడం, ఇప్పుడు యాక్చువల్లీ ఇప్పటి వరకు ఈ 2 yearsలో మేము ఒక్కసారి కూడా పెస్టిసైడ్స్ వాడలేదు. ఏదున్నా మేక ఆవులది ఇలాంటివే వాడాము. సో ఇది పెడితే ఇంకా పెస్టికన్ అట్లాంటివి వాడాల్సిన అవసరం కూడా ఉండదు అంటారా?
అవసరం ఉండదు. ప్లస్ మీకు ఫ్రూట్ సెట్టింగ్ చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే డ్రాగన్ ఫ్రూట్ ఫ్లవర్స్ ఈవినింగ్ వస్తాయి, లేట్ ఈవినింగ్ వస్తుంది ఫ్లవరింగ్, పొద్దున్న ముడిచిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. ఈ మధ్యలో మూన్లైట్ డేస్లో బీసే పాలినేట్ చేస్తాయి దాన్ని, ఇంకా వేరే కీటకాలు ఏవి దాన్ని పాలినేట్ చేయాలి.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
చాలా ప్రొడక్షన్ పెరుగుతుంది.
Perfect. Just watch out for income tax people, that's all. Okay, I think that is it. Amma, inkoka last prashna for both of you. ఈ వెనం ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతుంది? ఒకవేళ వెనం కనుక మనం ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తే ఎక్కడ అమ్ముకోవాలి? 80 లక్షలు ఎప్పుడు ఎంత త్వరగా మాకు ఇచ్చేస్తారు అంటే, ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్, అఫ్ కోర్స్ ఐఎమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు మేక్ ఇట్ అ లిటిల్ హిలేరియస్, బట్ బేసిక్ పాయింట్ ఈస్ ఇట్ ఆయన వెళ్ళిపోయారు, ఈయన పర్లేదు అంటే వెనం, ఇది వారి గురించి అడుగుతున్నాను. హీఈస్ వరీడ్ అబౌట్ వెనం. అదే 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 అంటే డబ్బులే కదా లైఫ్ అంతా. సో అబౌట్ వెనం, హౌ రియలిస్టిక్ ఈస్ దట్ ఫిగర్ ఆఫ్ 70 lakhs 60 lakhs? Is it correct? It is.
Now the American, we have a lot of orders from the America. They are getting it 8,000 rupees 1 gram. Per gram 8,000 rupees. We have that order. If anybody were ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ చేయకుండా, ప్యూరిఫికేషన్ చేస్తే 10,000 అది 1 గ్రామ్ 10,000 ప్యూరిఫై చేస్తే. Sir, bee venom 18% GST. No, we are already trying with the government for bee pollen, royal jelly, and everybody has that 18% GST. Okay, income tax. Most of the beekeepers are getting the income tax benefit as agricultural product. We are getting. Yes. Yeah. Already it is there. It is there. In the income tax, up to 20 lakhs it is there. వదల్లా, ఎప్పటి నుంచి 3 ఏళ్ళ నుంచి అడుగుతున్నాము. హనీకి లేదు, మీరు హనీ బ్రాండింగ్ చేయకుండా ఉంటే, అలాగే తేనె అమ్ముకుంటే దానికి ఒక లేదు, అసలు జిఎస్టీ లేదు. మీరు బ్రాండింగ్ చేసి బాటిల్లో పోస్తే 5%, బ్రాండింగ్ లేకపోతే లేదు, బ్రాండింగ్ ఉంటే 5% అనమాట. కానీ ఆ పోలెన్కి వాటికి కూడా అడుగుతున్నాం మేము 5% అని. ఎందుకంటే యాక్చువల్గా డిఫైన్ చేయలేదు జిఎస్టీలో, పోలెను, రాయల్ జెల్లీ ఇవన్నీ డిఫైన్ చేయలేదు. సో అదర్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ కింద వదిలేశారు కాబట్టి అదర్కి ఇంకా 18 అనమాట, అది అంత 18 పడుతుంది. ఇంకా దాన్ని డిఫైన్ చేస్తే మనం అగ్రికల్చరల్ ప్రోడక్ట్ కింద 5%కి వచ్చేస్తాం. ఇది బీ వెనము. యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే బీ వెనము ఎప్పుడు చేస్తామంటే కంప్లీట్ సీజన్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత. హనీ ఫ్లో సీజను జనరల్గా మే ఎండింగ్తోనో జూన్ ఫస్ట్ వీక్ అయిపోతుంది. ఆ తర్వాత బీస్కి ఎక్కువ చేస్తున్నాయి కాబట్టి పని తొందరగా చనిపోతాయి అన్నమాట. సో అందుకని అప్పుడు బీ వెనం ఎక్స్ట్రాక్టర్ వాడుకొని మనం బీ వెనం తీసుకోగలిగితే అనదర్ సోర్స్ అనమాట. ఇంకో నెల దాకా మీరు అది చేసుకుంటారు అనేది మేము అడ్వైస్ చేస్తాం. కానీ ఓన్లీ బీ వెనం కోసమే బీస్ పెట్టుకోవటం అనేది నేను అడ్వైస్ చేస్తున్నారు కొంతమంది. సో యాక్చువల్గా బీ వైనం కోసమే మీరు పెట్టుకుంటే కూడాను అదేంటంటే బీస్ ఎక్కువ ఏజ్ అయిన తర్వాతే ఆ బీస్కి వైనం ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. నర్స్ బీస్లో వైనం ఉండదు. అది ఒక 18 days అయిపోయిన తర్వాత దాని ఏజ్ అప్పుడే స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. 21 daysకి అప్పటికి మెచ్యూర్ అవుతుంది. 24 daysకి బాగా బీ వైనం క్వాంటిటీ ఉంటుంది. ఒక్కసారి ఒక బీ వైనం రిలీజ్ అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ 5 days వరకు వైనం ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. సో అందుకని మనం బీ వైనం చేసుకుంటాడు ఒక బాక్స్లో ఒకసారి వాడుకుంటే మళ్ళీ 4 days తర్వాతే రిపీట్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. సో మీకు ఒక 100 బాక్సులు ఉన్నాయి అనుకుంటే మీరు ఒక 20 ఎక్స్ట్రాక్టర్స్ తీసుకుంటే 4 రోజులకు ఒకసారి కాడికి రొటీన్ చేసుకుంటూ రావచ్చు అనమాట. అది ఒక్కొక్క రోజు ఒక 4-5 బాక్సులు అలా వాడుకుంటే దానిలో 1 గ్రామ్ వస్తుంది. అంతేగాని మనకి తేనె వచ్చినట్టుగా బీ వైనం రాదు. ఒక బీ నుంచి వచ్చేది 0.15 mg సెరానాకి, 30 mg మెల్లిఫెరాకి. అంటే వచ్చే క్వాంటిటీ కూడా తక్కువే. ఒక 1000 బీస్. Anything is okay. Mellifera population is there, so you are getting the quantity. But Serrana is having the quality. Depending on the melatonin content, price is decided. You will get for the Serrana more pricing than the Mellifera. Compensation is there.
ఆయన మామూలుగా చెప్పినప్పుడు ఏంటంటే ఇంట్లో బాక్స్ కూడా ఉండేది మా చిన్నప్పుడు. ఇది అయిపోయినాక మన టైమ్లీ తీయకపోతే మొత్తం తేనె తొట్టంతా ఖాళీ అయిపోతుంది అని అంటారు. అది ఆ టైం, అది ఆ పీరియడ్ అదంతా మీరు ట్రైనింగ్లో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారా?
సీల్ చేసిన తర్వాత మనం ఎవ్రీ వీక్ వన్స్ ఇన్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తాం కదా. హనీ రెడీ అయింది అన్నప్పుడు ఆ ఫ్రేమ్స్ అన్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుని హార్వెస్ట్ చేసేస్తాం. ఒకవేళ అలాగే వదిలేస్తే వాటి బయటికి వెళ్ళకుండా ఫుడ్ ఉంది కదా అవే తినేస్తుంది.
ఓకే, సో అది రైటే, క్లియర్ చేసేస్తారు. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Mellifera. Quality of honey, ma'am, quality of bees. What you are asking? Actually, adverse weather conditions, Mellifera can sustain nicely. So, Serrana is a little bit sensitive. We can't handle that much. So, in agriculture field, we can recommend Mellifera. Easy to cultivate. So less investment, less energy, less time. So we can go for this easy way of getting returns. కొద్దిగా మనకి ఎక్కువ టైం ఉంది, ఎక్కువ నేను ఎఫర్ట్ చేస్తాను అన్నప్పుడు, మీరు ఎక్కువ టైం స్పెండ్ చేయగలరు అన్నప్పుడు యూ కెన్ గో ఫర్ సెరానా. ఎక్కువ కేర్ కావాలి దానికి. మెల్లిఫెరాకి అంత అవసరం లేదు.
ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది అనుమానం నీకు? కొంచెం దగ్గరికి వచ్చి చెప్తాలి. ఇది ఫైనల్ లాస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ అంతే, ఇంకెవరు మాట్లాడడానికి వీలేదు.
It's okay.
I'm using moderator's guillotine.
No, purest form of honey కోసం మనం ఏ ప్లాంటేషన్స్ ఎక్కువ ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తే మంచిది? చుట్టూ అంటే మనం లైక్ పెస్టిసైడ్స్ ఎలాగా వాడడం, బట్ ప్లాంటేషన్స్ ఏం పెడితే బాగుంటుంది మన ఫామ్లో? ప్యూరెస్ట్ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ నెక్టార్, ఐ మీన్ హనీ కావాలి మనకి ప్రొడ్యూస్ అంటే, విత్ హైయెస్ట్ యాంటీ ఆక్సిడెంట్స్ అండ్ నైస్.
ఏ ఊరు మీది?
హైదరాబాదే సార్.
హైదరాబాద్ లో ఎక్కడ పండిస్తుంది?
అంటే మాకు ఊర్లో పొలాలు ఉన్నాయి, అక్కడ.
ఊరు సంగతి చెప్పున్నా.
వెస్ట్ గోదావరి.
ఓకే. అంటే దీనికి why I am asking you that question is, in our state, Meghalaya, we are encouraging a particular plant called the buckwheat. Now, buckwheat has very high nectar content, that particular plant. So, the honeybee doesn't have to stress too much for collecting the same quantity of nectar. So, that was the idea with which we are promoting. That is one. The second point is, India is a net importer of buckwheat as well as buckwheat honey. India doesn't have any buckwheat honey produced, and whatever is produced in the market is actually imported from somewhere else. Suppose Amazon.com it is available, but not Amazon.in. Okay? So therefore, in the entire northeastern kind of conditions, especially in Meghalaya, we are promoting buckwheat cultivation, where we will get more money out of buckwheat honey than actual buckwheat. So that's why farmers are very excited to produce that. But West Godavari ante coconut, madam chepparu okati. మిగిలిన ఏమైనా ఉంటే మీరే చెప్పండి నాకు.
అంటే మీకు కొబ్బరి తోటలు ఎలాగో ఉంటాయి, వరి తోట అంటే ఫలాలు కూడా ఉన్నాయి.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు సాఫ్రాన్ హనీ అని మనం బక్వీట్ హనీ అని ఎలా ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నామో విత్ హైయెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ యాంటీ ఆక్సిడెంట్స్, హైయెస్ట్ న్యూట్రిషనల్ వాల్యూస్ ఉన్న హనీ మనం ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేయాలి. ఇంకా అదే పనిగా మనం అనుకుంటే మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటే ఎలా?
మీ ఏరియాకి నేరేడు బాగా పనికొస్తుంది. నేరేడు తేనె మంచి డిమాండ్ ఉంది దానికి. యాంటీ డయాబెటిక్స్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఉంటాయి దాంట్లోనూ. సో యాంటీ ఆక్సిడెంట్స్ కూడా ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి. అక్కడ బాగా వస్తుంది కూడా నేరేడు. మీరు ఊరికినే వేసి వదిలేస్తే కూడా మీరేం కేర్ చేయక్కర్లేదు. వాటికి బ్యారన్ ల్యాండ్లోనూ అక్కడ ఇక్కడ వేసేస్తే అవే వస్తాయి. కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే మస్టర్డ్ అక్కడ రాదు, వెస్ట్ గోదావరిలో రాదు. తులసి అంటే ఎంత వేయాలి మీరు? 5 ఎకరాలు తులసి వేస్తే కానీ 10 పెట్టెలు పెడితే తేనె రాదు. తులసిలో వచ్చే క్వాంటిటీ వైజ్గా తక్కువ. తులసి హనీ అనేది మన మామూలుగా పూర్తి చేసి తులసి మీద రాదు. వీళ్ళందరూ ఈ జార్ఖండ్, ఎంపీ అంతా మొత్తం ఫారెస్ట్ ఉంటుంది, అది అడవి తులసి అంటారు దాన్ని. అడవి తులసిలో పెట్టెలు అక్కడి నుంచి తేనె తీసుకొచ్చి అమ్ముతారు, తులసి తేనె. అంతేగాని మన ఇంట్లో ఉన్న 1 చెట్టుకో 2 చెట్లకో తులసి తేనె రాదు. అందుకని తులసి కాదు, కానీ నేరేడు మట్టుకి మీ ఏరియాకి చాలా బాగా పనిచేస్తుంది. ఇంకా కోకోనట్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి పోలేన్ ఉంటుంది, త్రూ అవుట్ ఇయర్ అవుతుంది. మీరు ఈ నేరేడు లేకపోతే ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే మన ఆమ్లాన్ని ఉంటారు ఉసిరికాయలు అలాంటివి వేసుకుంటే వాటి మీద వచ్చే తేనె యాంటీ ఆక్సిడెంటల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి. లేకపోతే ఇదేంటి వేప చెట్లు, వేప తేనె కూడా చాలా మంచిది. మోర్ దెన్ 500-600 రూపీస్ బీకీపర్స్ లెవెల్లోనే ఉంది. 1500-2000 అమ్ముతున్నారు దాన్ని. ఇలాంటి హై యాంటీ ఆక్సిడెంటల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఉన్నాయి. మనం ఎక్కువ కష్టపడక్కర్లేదు. ఒకసారి వేసామా, 1 సంవత్సరం చూసుకున్నామా, చాలా అయ్యే పెరుగుతూ ఉంటాయి. అలాగే ఎవరైనా చిత్తూరు, కడప ఆ ఏరియాలో ఉంటే కనుక రెడ్ శాండిల్స్ వేసుకోండి. ఇప్పుడు గవర్నమెంట్ శ్రీచందనంకు కూడా బాగా ఇస్తున్నారు. శ్రీచందనంలో కూడా తేనె వస్తుంది మీకు. శ్రీచందనంలో తేనె వస్తుంది, ఎర్రచందనంలో తేనె వస్తుంది. అలాంటి మల్టీపర్పస్ని ఎప్పుడు బీస్కి దానికి ఒకదానికే పనికొచ్చేలాగా చెట్లేదు. దాని నుంచి మనకి ఏదైనా సోషల్గా కూడా కావాలి. దాని ఫ్రూట్ ఏదో కుంకుడు వేసుకోండి, సీకాకాయ వేసుకోండి, అటు ఫ్రూట్స్ కూడా అమ్ముకోవచ్చు. చింత చెట్లు వేసుకోండి, చింత పువ్వుల నుంచి మనకి చింతకాయలు వస్తాయి, చింత పువ్వుల నుంచి తేనె వస్తుంది. అట్లా మల్టీపర్పస్లో ఆలోచించుకొని సోషియో ఎకనామిక్గా బీకీపింగ్ చేసుకోండి.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
టమాటో యాక్చువల్గాను మెల్లిఫెరా సెరానా ఎక్కువ విజిట్ చేయవు. అది టమాటాలో లైకోపర్స్కాన్ అనే ఒక కెమికల్ ఉంటుంది, దట్ ఈస్ ఎ రిపెలెంట్ టు ద బీస్ అనమాట. మీకు టమాటాలకి పాలినేషన్ కావాలి అంటే టెట్రాగోన్యులా పెట్టుకుంటే చాలా బాగా పాలినేషన్ అవుతుంది. టమాటాలు బాగా
No, I think the claps are not sufficient for the kind of work that these two ladies have done. I think you must give them a standing ovation, I should say that. Such wonderful people, very, very sweet ladies. So they have done some remarkable exercise to open our minds toward apiculture. Thank you very much, both of you, and then you have made us proud. We are proud of you not just because you have taught us, we are also proud of you because you are wonderful citizens of our country. Thank you very much. I'll request a formal proposal for vote of thanks by Mrs. Kanakadurga, the Chief Executive Officer.
On behalf of IKON Corporate Services and entire supporting team, first and foremost, I thank our special speakers of the day today, Srimati Kauri Lakshmi Garu and Srimati Sailaja Garu, having come all the way from Pune, Madam Lakshmi Garu, and even Sailaja Garu coming from Shamirpet to till Begumpet is as good as coming from Pune. And they have enlightened us today with their thoughtfulness on beekeeping. Ma'am, really, we will take it forward and we will see that it is at least hundreds of our members will be taking it forward, and we will start this bee culture. And we'll come out with good products like what all you discussed, like honeybee and many other products which we were not aware till today. And thanks for your, special thanks to you, ma'am, both of you. And coming to, we are grateful to our K.N. Kumar Garu for his words of encouragement and interest to share knowledge in various fields and continued support. Sir, we thank you once again, sir. Yeah. Sir, many other topics also, whatever thoughtfulness which he comes up, it's of great encouragement and knowledge enrichment for all of us. And on behalf of everybody, whoever is here, I'm thanking you once again. And I thank all the attendees and invitees for their time, attention and participation. Really, madam, it's more inspiring. I was wondering, none of them were even having any chit-chat or discussion, the way you were taking it forward. Really, it's a wonderful session, ma'am. I was little worried before the session starting, but though it is a Sunday, holiday, everybody tried to make it, and they also enjoyed listening to both of you. I thank our special Bhagya Media supporting staff for providing us within 1 hour's time entire media support. Really wonderful, Bhagya Media Harimohan Garu. When I requested him around 12:30 for live connection, he was sitting somewhere else occupied. Still, he instructed his staff to give live, and he sent me the live connection. So nice of you. Thank you, and thank you, Plaza, for providing us with yummy bhajis and high tea. Thank you so much for extended hall support also. And once again, I thank each and everyone. If I miss anyone also, please forgive me. And for making this session wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah. Tagore Garu. Just Tagore Garu from Moti Nagar Association wants to felicitate Ma'am Lakshmi Garu and Sailaja Garu with some flower plants. మీకు కూడా ఉంది, పిలిస్తే రండి నవ్వకుండా.
Also can come.
Yeah, you just come here.